Spartans!
Let's get it. One thing we all adore, something worth dying for. There's nothing but pain. We're stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame. Come on. Yeah, that boy said fame. It's a conundrum, baby. Hey, let's get it. Be sure, and I mean just that. Hit that like button, share this content. Come on. As the room fill all the way up. Come on, I see you, Jim Hunter. Shout out to y'all. Salute to the HBO gang. Gang. Come on. And I ain't talking about nada. Come on. Let's go. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Life like this, I wish.
Come on now.
Raindrops will fall.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
It's dangerous. Come on, baby.
Like this motherfucker don't miss.
We don't miss, baby.
That motherfucker don't miss, man. In the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the heat of controversy,
come on.
He don't miss.
Let's go, man.
5,
Let's go.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Come on. Appreciate ya. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a conundrum? What about a conundrum, man? I appreciate y'all, man. And salute to Ricky Mack. He sent me like these hoodies, once a month or once every other month. And in honor of, cancer awareness, breast cancer awareness, he sent me a pink one. Real man wear pink, by the way. And if you guys know of anyone with cancer and fighting through cancer and trying to get this thing going the best way possible, in other words, fuck cancer, right? So I can say that, by the way, but neither here nor there. I appreciate all of you all for tuning in and being part of it. And I really appreciate you guys so much for rocking with me and providing the unbelievable best fan base possible, right? Even though we disagree with a lot of things, man, we are the best fan base in the world, right? And right now there's a direct attack. Normally they say Dak attack, but there's a direct attack on the quarterback, and that's Dak Prescott. And we're going to go over those things. But before we go through this conversational piece, let me know if the audio is straight and everything is good. Appreciate y'all so much for being part of this. And once again, shout out to my guy Ricky Mack for sending me these type of things. And you guys feel free to do so also. Just look into the channel descriptions, and if you guys want a product or anything to be reviewed, you can always send it to Law Nation Sports Studios, and we will do our best to showcase and spotlight that, for the free 99. Yes, indeed. So we're going to get into Jerry Jones. It may be a long episode. I don't know, depending on how the things go. I would say this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe. I would say this right now, if you are, I don't want to say Team Dak, versus no Team Dak, because at the end of the day, we are the Dallas Cowboys, right? And there's no big eyes, no little U's around here, and there shouldn't be this direct attack also on my guy Parsons. He's a young guy in a different type of world, right? We live in a social media world. We don't have the ability to say this guy shouldn't be trying to grow his personalized brand with Bleacher Report or with his own future podcast down the line, whatever it may be. But it goes like this. The more you talk, the more things people can pick about, right? And poke holes in your conversation and twist them. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, whereas we will have to understand that portion too, right? So I get it. Right now people are turning on Michael Parsons. I get that, but he's a friendly lion, He's not the lion that if you walk around in the wrong spot, he'll tear your head off. He's not that type of person. He have the lion's mentality on the field, but I guess the friendly puppy off the field, right? If I can say that. He's one of those type of guys, right? And we would want a person with the mindset of a Ray Lewis, right? Or Stephen Smith, who remember him senior, Stephen Smith senior, since he changed his last, since he had a junior. Steve Smith senior, he was that guy ferocious. I seen a video of Steve Smith. He does color commentary on the sidelines now for NFL Network, I believe. And he was doing the commentary, holding the mic in his hand, and if somebody was throwing the ball, and he came close to hitting him, and he said, "I tell you one thing." If that ball hit me, one of those players ain't playing today. You know what I'm saying? And he stood still. He didn't turn around. That's an alpha male syndrome, right? That's an alpha mentality, So we don't have that here in the Cowboys uniform. We don't have nobody like Steve Smith in that Cowboys uniform. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he said, "I wish that ball would." You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Who's seen that video, by the way? And yeah, he was a beast at only 5'9", So here, let's go right into what people came here for. This was from 1310, the ticket. This is the conundrum piece, and then we will talk about the other pieces apart. We'll break this apart and break this down the best way possible. So bear with me.
I don't know what you can do.
Right.
This year, I think you owe it to yourself to make sure you're sure and to play the season out and to see what he's got.
You're upside down in your lease.
Yes.
You can't get out.
So you roll this thing until January 1st, and if you are in the playoff picture then he has every right to talk you out of it or play you out of it. But I kind of think right now I am no longer talking to his people about an extension. And people are like, "Well, you have to. You're against the cap for $60 million next year." Yeah, I am. Thankfully, the cap keeps going up, and it's going to be tight. And we may lose a guy. We may lose two guys. I don't know where I'm going to prioritize. I'm not going to lose anybody I have to keep, but I might have to give some haircuts, and I might have to tell Tyron it's over, and I might have to, tell a few other guys near the end that, hey, it's been great having you, but you're gone. Because we're not touching our quarterback's money. We're going to play under that 2024 number. And once it becomes clear that the Cowboys are riding out 2024, then you don't know what happens. He has a no-trade clause. One of your options, as crazy as it sounds, is to tell him Trey Lance is our starter at the start of 2024, and you're our backup, at which point he demands a trade, would waive his no trade, and you can see what's out there. And look, he's going to have a job in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably going to have a starting job in the NFL.
Yep.
So here's what we can say. You got about 12 games left, all together collectively. You got games left, and you got to ride this one all the way out. You got to figure out ways to see whether or not you know what you can get out of this particular season. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I get it. Right now, A lot of people saying that this particular season is a no identity offense, and that coming from CD Lamb's mouth, right? Not our fan base mouth. This is from CD Lamb, the person that's supposed to know this playbook like the back of his hands. So I would say this, ride this out, because at this point, complaining about it, being mad and angry and upset about it is equivalent to you being mad and upset about, your mama. You know what I'm saying? I wish I wasn't born from her. You know what I'm saying? Nothing you can do about that. Nothing you can do about that. It's like you being mad at the moon from being in the sky. Nothing you can do about it. That moon gonna be there. You can try to grow some trees and some shades, but there's nothing you can do about that. And right now, Jerry Jones gave a reigning endorsement for Dak Prescott today. And I get it. Sometimes people will look back at this and say, hey, what else is he supposed to say? Well, he don't supposed to be like y'all. He don't supposed to be like y'all. Let's listen to the rest of these guys.
Yep. He's won a ton of games and played very, very well. I just can't in good conscience recommend or stand down or any of this stuff that the Cowboys lock him up through 2028. That sounds like incredible levels of insanity, does it not?
That sounds like continuing to re-up Jason Garrett.
Yes.
At what point do you learn your lesson?
At what point do you learn your lesson? Now, I don't want to be a hypocrite. We've talked about this a million times. Okay, if you don't have Dak, who are you going to get? That's a great point. That's a great question. The problem is, I've had the 49ers kicking my tail with Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy.
So what do that mean? What do that mean? Sometimes people, write this down, you miss the meat worrying about the potatoes. If they can formalize, because y'all gonna make it about the quarterback, right? But if they can formalize a way to win with Jimmy Garoppolo plus Brock Purdy, I said Brock Purdy, but Brock Purdy, that means that's not on the field with X's and O's. That's the mentality from above. As above, so below. So when you have things correctly above, that means you got better coaching staff put into place. That means that just because you get rid of one of your coaching staff, that you can continue to see the fruits of your labor in as it relates to hiring. Mike McDaniel's gone to the Miami land. Did they stop? Did they miss a beat? No. They just lost one of their defensive coordinators. He moved on to the Texans. Did their defense all of a sudden drop? The answer to that is no, baby. The answer to that is no. Look at them. Look at them. We got out-coached. We were an undisciplined team. We can point fingers all the time and any time at any of these guys on the field. But at the end of the day, wisdom and understanding of the game is heavily favored on the Niners side at this point. We got out whooped. We did.
And let me tell you, they were never going to pay Jimmy Garoppolo again as long as they lived. But he won a couple playoff games for them a couple years ago, and they darn near went to the Super Bowl. In fact, they should have, but Matthew Stafford's horrendous pass at the end of that game was dropped by the 49ers safety. Otherwise, Jimmy G goes to a Super Bowl, and then they cut him loose.
Sometimes it's good because when I say it, you guys, it goes into one ear out the other. They literally could have went back to another Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. But Matthew Stafford threw a ball right into the hands of that safety. And he said, hey, I don't want to be great today. Let me drop it. Don't y'all know how great Sean McVay is, according to most people that's watching and listening right now, how great he is as a coach. And he is 1-8 versus the 49ers. He's 1-8. And the one game that he won, it took a drop. It took a drop. I think Matt LaFleur, whatever his name is, he never beat the 49ers. They don't know how to beat the 49ers. They're like 0 for like 3 or 4 or something like that. And in the playoffs, they can't find a way to get over them. Mike McCarthy is on the negative end versus the 49ers too. By the way, he's not. And I'm talking about going back to his days in Green Bay land with a better quarterback. For most people will say. And then do not do air quotes because people will say, "Lord, you out your mind." Aaron Rodgers, man, is head and shoulders way better than the quarterback over here. But the result speaks that in the last, 12, 13 years, Aaron Rodgers haven't done anything either. And the one Super Bowl that they were able to accumulate, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, came when they snuck into the playoff, when everybody was caught off guard. Like, wait a minute, this Green Bay team, they playing some defense all of a sudden. Wait a minute, hey, they may have a chance, and that's what it's all about, getting into the playoffs. So it is what it is. Let's go. Let's listen to the rest of this audio. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and be sure, do me a huge favor. I've seen the like-o-meter down, so if you guys can do me a little tiny favor is by smashing the like button for me, man. Smash it. Pound town the like button. Pound town it,
In the year they had already drafted Trey Lance. So,
well, they went the year before.
2 years before.
Okay.
19. They went 19, and they should have gone in 21, and they drafted Trey Lance at the start of 21, and so there's a lot going on there. I'm just telling you, I've really, really enjoyed a lot about Dak Prescott. We are in year 8. He is regressing. They have made a number of changes, and most disconcertingly of them all, I think the price of a new contract probably starts at $50 million a year. And I can't do that.
That's a Daniel Jones type deal.
Yeah.
All right, so in the chat, that's why I've said it's a conundrum, right? Right now it counts against $60 million if you go fade through the rest of the year through next season, right? Or through the bye week or what have you, they get a chance to talk to Todd France and say, hey, man, I get with what you're seeing out there on the field, but it's not such, right? Todd France can say, hey, man, hold on now, you know what I'm saying? Hear me out. And let's get this extension going, and we'll save some money and put down. My guy Trey was in the chat, was like, hey, Dak needs, Yeah, Dak needs. He's not, look, he's not the kind of caliber of quarterback that say, hey, let me roll out and give out some good plays for you with just me. He ain't that dude, right? We all can agree to disagree with a whole bunch of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, Keith, he says, give Lance a shot. Just be patient. Lance going to get his shot. He's going to get his shot. He's going to get his shot. Based off of what we can see and forecast for how Dak Prescott is playing now, he's going to get his shot. Just be patient. But they got $60 million on the line right here. They got to make sure, and yes, it is a big, in the words of my guy, Uncle Charles,
sacrifice.
It's a big sacrifice right now. $60 million. Who you think? You Chelsea Clinton? What's that old rush hour? Who you think you is, Chelsea Clinton? $60 million. So let's see how this thing play out. Let me rewind just a little bit.
Is regressing. They have made a number of changes, and most disconcertingly of them all, I think the price of a new contract probably starts at $50 million a year. And I can't do that.
That's a Daniel Jones type deal.
Yes. We've just done 40 a year for 4 years. We feel like he's going backwards, and maybe the chances of a Super Bowl are going backwards. He has played horrendous football in all 3 of these 49ers games. I'm sorry, there's no other way to say it. Horrendous football.
Yeah. And like...
And we blamed everybody.
All right. My guy, Jay Recruiter, shout out to you. If you compare Dak to the rest of the QBs in the NFL, he is cheap. He's cheap at $50 million per year. Name 5 better quarterbacks today. I will wait. So my guy, Jay Recruiter, he want you guys to name 5 better quarterbacks right now than Dakota Prescott. That's due for a contract, because I know the low-hanging fruit would be like, hey, wait a minute now. Brock Purdy, he's getting paid $870,000. His payday coming. And the name of the game in anybody's econ class 101, buy low, sell high, right? That's the name of the game. You can't trade Dak Prescott. You can try to humiliate the guy and brutalize the guy and put all of that stuff on the guy. But sure, at this point, he's dealing with the house money right now. Sure, he's getting the money regardless.
Yeah.
Else.
The 3 picks that he threw to, that guy sent us the all 22s of CD on all 3 of those picks.
He was open.
Like, wide open on all 3, yet he is locked in to one side.
Yes.
Like, in his head, like, I'm throwing here, I'm throwing here, I'm throwing here, I don't care, I'm still throwing here. And you see CD on each one of them jump up and throw his arms up in the air before he starts to go try to make the tackle on whoever picked the ball off.
By the way, CD might want to be more of a professional.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Because he was pulling out his beautiful hair on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, his body language sucks, and I'm sorry. If you're a number 1 receiver, there's going to be tough days. Get over yourself. Get over your fantasy numbers or whatever your personal numbers and the fact that all you can think about is your next contract, and play football. And play football like a pro. That's what I would say to CeeDee Lamb, because he had garbage body language at Arizona, garbage body language now, and, bro, you're not Des Bryant. We know that you're not that guy. Let's be a pro. However, it's probably very frustrating to be in his shoes right now. I'm just saying, stay on target. Keep your head in the game. You can really help the team unless you lose your mind.
So you're done.
Well, I just think to continue down this path is insane.
No, I agree.
A lot of it's riding on yesterday, of course, or these 3 49ers games. But, I mean, at some point, we just have to...
Well, it's really riding on the next 12 games.
Yeah.
Because you can't do anything now.
No, you just
listen,
stop talking.
Listen.
It's really riding on the next 12 games.
Yeah.
Because you can't do anything now.
No, you just stop talking. 3 49ers games, but, I mean, at some point, we just have to...
Well, it's really riding on the next 12 games.
Yeah.
Because you can't do anything now.
No, you just stop talking extension. Like, I don't want any surprise bye-week extensions announced that, hey, now look at all the cap room we have in 2024 because Dak has been a great teammate and he's now agreed to a 5-year extension in which we can cut his cap number in 2024 from $60 million down to $6 million. Bro, I don't want you to touch that contract. Leave it alone. You have an off-ramp. It's painful as it is. Stop screwing with it. Because that's what they love to do. They love to push money back, and we'll worry about this when we get there. Well, you're here.
And the vote of confidence.
Yeah.
All right, so as they beat up the quarterback and the owner with that. All right, so who want to extend, who want to extend Dak Prescott? You put that in the chat. Extend Dak. Or who want to hover around, not the ability to pay anyone, for the next year. Because if you extend him now, you will get that cap number, let's use their analogy, down to $6 million, right? Or if you don't touch it, like they said, you may hurt on having some hard pressures of cutting some people and trim the fat. You know, so I'm with the belief right now, ladies and gentlemen, that if you go ahead and extend Dak Prescott, you will have more and more capital for next year, right? But the conundrum piece will be you're going to still get the same amount of hate and vicious sullying and denigrating. I'm looking at the chat now. There is about only a spoonful of people that say, hey, man, I don't want to deal with that. Let's just go ahead and extend him. Hey, deal with the devil you know versus deal with the unknown, right? Ride the horse. It said, love the one you with. Ride the horse you rode in on. There are a few people said, wait a minute, Law, wait a minute. There's a situation and scenario that we keep getting rid of this guy, getting rid of that guy, and we keeping Dak. We got rid of Jason Garrett. There's some Jason Garrett people out here. We got rid of Scott Linehan. There's some Scott Linehan fans out here. We got rid of Kellen Moore. Now there's some Kellen Moore fans out here. You know what I'm saying? So y'all would have preferred us to get rid of Dak Prescott before his first contract and keep Jason Garrett, right? That's what y'all saying, basically? That Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan wasn't the problem? That y'all would prefer for us to get rid of Dak Prescott and keep Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan. That's what y'all saying, right? Because the contract situation started and it was very much so negotiated on the tail end of 2019. The whole thing is with the Trey Lance era, the moment Trey Lance played like what he played like against the 49ers in the Bears game, you know what I'm saying? The moment he plays one of those games, y'all would turn on him now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all will be ready to turn on him because just like, for example, Jordan Love, there was a piece of the Green Bay fan base that was saying, hey, Jordan Love, hey, the moment Aaron Rodgers leave, we're going to be good with Jordan Love. We're going to be good with Jordan Love. He's a strong, athletic quarterback that can skirt to the outside, and he going to be X, Y, and Z for their franchise and organization. It's silent night over there now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that much Jordan Love praises. But the glory and the beauty of Jordan Love is, guess what? He in Green Bay. Might as well say Pelican Bay. Not nobody is talking about his performance last night. He get a pass. Jordan Love right now could be saying, thank God that the 49ers beat the brakes off of the Cowboys. Thank God. Jordan Love, he look, somebody don't even know what he did last night because somebody put his stats and accolades down last night. So the thing is, at this point, if we're going to roll out this situation, you can't complain about it now. You can't complain about it. Wait these 12 games out. Finish the race at this point. Because being mad at the Jones family, there's nothing you can do. None of y'all got more money than Jerry Jones right now. None of y'all can change his mind right now. Just like we can yell, yeah, our voice do matter. Shout out to my guy, Boss Cowboy Sports. We can yell to the high heavens. Jerry, bench Dak. And it's just like flies or gnats when you're driving, hitting the windshield. That's all it's doing right now. And what he do is he press that little button and wipe it off. You ain't going to change that man's mind. Just like we banging on table, put Jimmy in the Ring of Honor. Hey, I think DeMarcus Ware deserved to be in there. I think Tony Romo deserved to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Jerry, put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. Hey, Jerry said, yeah, I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like waiting on somebody to come back. You know, Jerry is Jerry. Y'all think that y'all going to change Jerry's mind? Y'all getting mad at me. Y'all getting mad at the wrong person. Law is just a Dak Prescott apologist. But when I tell y'all the freaking truth, y'all don't want to hear it. But the best solution right now is to go ahead and wait this thing out. Wait it out. Ain't nothing new. If you can't stand the team because of the 4 that's behind center or under center, then I would say go shoot marbles or go ahead and start looking at the Rangers or go ahead and start looking at your XFL, which is finna merge with USFL team. We can't win with Dak. Well, hey, win, lose, or draw, he's going to be the quarterback unless something catastrophically happens or some type of injury happens, of course, you know. But that's just what it is. So either you're going to be a whiny crybaby fan and cry about it, just like walking outside looking at the sun. I can't stand the sun every day. I can't stand it. Well, the sun ain't finna go nowhere. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Go buy an umbrella, you know. Let me know where I'm wrong. And let me know where I'm wrong. You wasting your breath. It's like every year we say, hey, put Jimmy in. We wasting our time and we wasting our breath because at the end of the day, this is Jerry Jones' team. And ain't now one, you know what I'm saying? An old school English teacher said, there ain't a word. Ain't now one of y'all can change his mind. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion what? Still. You got to be hungry. Let's shout out to Biatches Love Sports. They are a great follower, you know, especially on the Twitter space. They had posted this clip that I'm looking for, and we shout out to Jazz and all of them that's over there. I really appreciate her content. Y'all be sure to check them out and follow her as it relates to this sports conversation because she don't like the Cowboys either. She love them, and she got a great excerpt here by the way from what one of the 4-letter, 3-letter networks had to say, and we go into I bring it. Yeah, I respect your loyalty. Yeah, I'm a loyal fan. Look, before Jerry Jones bought the team, I was rooting for the Cowboys. He was trying to buy the Chargers. You see what I'm saying? He was trying to buy the Chargers. I'm rooting for the Cowboys. Before Dak Prescott was born and came out of the womb, I was rooting for the Cowboys before he even knew what a football was, right? So my loyalty is here. It's not with Dak. It's not with Jerry. The way I see it, I'm a bigger fan than them. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan. You know, they just part of the wave. And if I had, somebody cash out me $17 billion, and y'all will see how this team really look. You know what I'm saying? My first move would be, put Jimmy in the Ring of Honor. That would be my first move as an owner and manager of this team. But let's listen to this excerpt that the girls pulled up.
Placed the majority of the blame at the feet of the quarterback for that game. Jeff, agree or disagree?
Disagree. I mean, listen, I said this last week. The 49ers are a much better football team than the Dallas Cowboys. The 49ers played an excellent football game. The Cowboys did not, and it just showed the discrepancy between the two rosters.
Hold on. Perez says Law can't talk bad about Dak Prescott because of his VIP access. That's bullsugar. That's bullsugar because I talked to Cecil Prescott. I talked to Tad Prescott. Me and Boss Cowboy Sports talk real bad about Dak Prescott to their face. And I got somebody that can back that up. My guy, Boss Cowboy Sports. So it ain't about access. Regardless of it, they don't want me in there because of other reasons, right? There ain't no governor on my mouth over here. So y'all got to stop all of that bullsugar too. Law Nation is a man of his own. So y'all got to be real with that. Don't be trying to put me into this corner that Law Nation is afraid to talk about anything. I ain't afraid to talk about anything as it relates to these Cowboys. And you can book that. I am a threat. And that is what it is. There's no other person that can say they can do 19 million impressions in 1 month over here in Cowboys land. 3 to 4 million views. Independently speaking, by the way. My numbers speak for itself. I don't have to put a governor on my mouth at all. Now let's listen to these boys.
You and I sat here and argued about Dak could not. I don't care what quarterback was on that field that night. They ain't carrying that team to a win. Greenlaw is having. It's coming. Everybody. They are going to turn this thing into a rough shot game. That's what happened. Everybody blaming Dak. Everybody was complimenting Mike McCarthy. Oh, they're going to be a more of a run, slow this thing down. That's all well and good until you play an explosive football team like the 49ers, who have explosive players all over the offense. Boo, boo, boo. You're down. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, Dak's going to bring them back. Like this. And by the way, Dan, there is no such thing as a quarterback game and not a line of scrimmage game. Every game is a line of scrimmage game. That's straight trash, too. 2 points on there.
At his level, and isn't going to rise above
So if he is at his level, whatever level you guys want to put him at, he is a performing quarterback in the NFL that you will win with and because of, not in spite of. He's not like this guy that we're just going to win around him. You're winning because of his performance.
Win what? You're not going to compete with the best team in your conference.
Agreed.
Then what are you doing?
But you also have to have, like, Cooks has got to step up. Gallup has to step up. Pollard has to, like, there are other, you let go of Schultz, by the way, terrible decision on that side. And so you're looking at, and everybody points to one player. The bottom line is, on this offense, if it's going to be productive, those other players have to step up. And when you look at the best quarterbacks, man, Brock Purdy is in the MVP conversation, not because he's making so many more throws, because Ayuk takes a yard, Samuel takes a yard, McCaffrey takes a yard, Kittle takes a yard. My God, like, some other players at some point have to make big plays for you as well.
Right.
I'm just saying, don't put it all to one player. Make sure that we pass this on to everyone.
They threw way down the field, overshot the guy by 10 yards. There's no way.
I get it, but some of those interceptions, when you're down, you are going to try to force. I've played with some really good quarterbacks who threw some god-awful balls in bad situations, and it snowballs. But when you talk about offenses, the one point you made, everybody was lauding Mike McCarthy 3 weeks ago about him taking the play calls over, and all of a sudden it's like it's archaic. Here's the difference. When you look at San Fran, you look at Miami, you look at all these, they are getting receivers moving and motioning and resetting the defensive line of scrimmage over and over and over to find the mismatches. So it is behind the times. So at some point, you're going to have to figure that part out, because those offenses are the most productive right now in the NFL. And Dak and their offense is capable of doing it.
All right, so that was Jeff Saturday. Salute to Jeff Saturday on the show Get Up. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, two things can be true. 70% of the playbook from Kellen Moore's system and philosophy stayed, right? 30% they said that they were going to change. 30%. So that what they did was they said, we're going to merge West Coast to Aaron Coryell offense together, because that's what my guy previously was running, Kellen Moore. And we're going to merge these two offensive philosophies together and create a new system called Tex Coast offense. Some of y'all calling it Tex Toast offense, right? The Cowboys offense is 16th in the National Football League, right? Right now we are 16th in the National Football League. We have the 4th ranked defense in the National Football League, right? So somewhere we're looking at it from this perspective that we're no longer moving the ball like we're supposed to do. We don't run with an authority like we never ran with the authority. And two things can be true. The whole argument with, and I said this for many a moons, and you guys can go back, and I challenge you guys to go back and find the video, what I said. Otherwise, I said, with the philosophy of Kellen Moore was the number one problem is experiences. He just not experienced enough. And when he called plays, it's not with a rhyme of reasons. my guy, shout out to my guy early in the morning show. Skywalker still A to Z Dallas, one of the best morning shows out here on this side of Mississippi. Shout out to him. He used the terminology dribble with a purpose. There was no rhyme or reasons to why we did a certain thing. Right? So what I'm saying is, Kellen Moore, there were some bright spots, and then there was some, hey, what is this type of spot type of moments, right? So what I'm saying now is that two things can be true. The whole argument with Mike McCarthy was, even back in Green Bay, he had old historic ways of approach to the game. One can argue that he refused to run the ball. And when we got a chance to talk to some of the players that played under Mike McCarthy, he said there was no reason for the Green Bay Packers to run the ball when you have 4 or 5 wide receivers being able to be number 1, number 2 interchangeably, right? And I get all of that. We understand all of that. We got that. So what I'm saying is basically, if we really want to change up some things, like a pitcher change up, we're going to have to run the ball better. We're going to have to go with the philosophy and the scheme better, because these wide receivers are not getting the levels of separation. Plus, the archaic look of the way we are running plays are not conducive to this modern day game. Now, two things can also be this too. We can look at the quarterback and say, hey, this quarterback is not putting the ball where it needs to be. Because hear me out, on those interceptions, we can go back, look at tape. There are some tape out there. You can see my guy CeeDee Lamb doing YMCA. Jumping jacks for the football. And Dak Prescott got to go through his progressions and hit CeeDee Lamb on all 3 of those situations of the INT. So that's the ideology of that. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. I told you this episode going to be a little long and lengthy. Let's listen to Jerry Wayne Jones, and then we'll open up the phone lines.
The players, and we have the systems in place to do it. We have, in my mind, make no mistake about it, we have a quarterback that can get us there. And so I feel very strongly there. We have coaching on both sides of the ball that can get us there. We're 5 games into this year. This was very disappointing. It was if you will, it was a stunner. But we've got to approach the thing from a piece by piece, put our head down and step out there and go to work. And we're not going to have a better chance to go to work than we do against the Chargers here Monday night.
So, Jerry, at the end of the seasons, you're normally a little bit more fired up. And during the season, you're very optimistic. What's your emotion about this loss today? Where are you emotionally?
Resolve, because in a manner of speaking, we're just getting started. We did view this game as a game that would tell us where we are. And nobody likes where we are. What you're asking me and what I'm asking our mirrors and what I'm asking ourselves, can we be different? Can we play different? Can we play potentially different against a team the caliber of San Francisco? And I feel strongly the answer is yes on all fronts. We can do a better job on offense. We can do a better job on execution. We can do a better job on what we want to put out there, what we want to try to do. So, again, without being redundant, we've just got to go to work. We've certainly had some key injuries, but everybody has those. Everybody has them. Can we have players out there that can get what we need to get done to, at the end of the time, be potentially sitting there ready to compete at the end of the year? Do we have players on the field and on this roster that can do it? And we certainly do. Those are the kinds of things that have been going through my mind, and I've been scribbling on here for the last 12, 13, 14 hours.
Jerry Jones here on 105.3 The Fan. Obviously, you want better execution, but what do you think are some of the things that you think could be different, done differently, if and when you face San Francisco next time that maybe you would have liked to see Sunday?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. You did at the last bring in San Francisco. We're not going to be playing San Francisco every Sunday, and they're a good team. But this one,
that is a great observation from Jerry. And I want people to understand that we ain't gonna be playing San Fran every Sunday. And how we looked against those boys last Sunday night, putrid on both sides of the ball. That's what Jeff Saturday was saying. He was alluding to, you win the game down in the trenches. We lost on both sides of the ball. Our defense looked terrible. Our offense looked terrible. The head honcho, Dak Prescott, looked terrible, right? But we lost, most importantly, down inside. Now, we got, how many more weeks we got until the trade deadline is over with, ladies and gentlemen? How many, you got like 2, 3, we got 3 to 4 more weeks, right? Now, either we can sit still and remain and continue to be mad and throw stuff, fecal matter at each other and be divided as a nation, or we can look into this thing and say, hey, I get it. We just can't win with 4 by itself for what this team looked like. But let's add more and more pieces out here, man. Keep Dak to where he's at. But let's add a linebacker to this team. Let's go add Patrick Surtain to this team. Let's go continue to do these type of things to help elevate this team. Instead of sitting here complaining and pointing fingers. Because even if we try to just say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we just need to play better. Well, it all goes back to the mindset, too. Let me see if I can find this. Shout out to my guys, man. Cowboys Cave. We played this a little last night. Shout out to those boys. Let me play this audio right quick.
Some people. You want a few people that's hungry. I said, you want some people that's willing to spend the next 20 weeks hungry for identity. I told you guys, you need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. They were satisfied. The Cowboys are an appetizer team. The truth is what it is. If you think last week was bad, if they don't get off their ass and present something better than they did this week, it's going to be a long season. The fans deserve a hell of a lot more. You need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. I said, you.
Who hungry right now? Who's giving and delivering these type of messages? Because right now, there are pieces that we can't move right now. But the pieces that we can move on for the betterment of the team is very available. There's an old saying, either you're going to take or get off the pot. Y'all can fill in the rest of it. We starving. We can watch this whole movement go by, and we can go back and forth with 49ers fans on how they took a dump on us. We can go back and forth with my guy Michael Parsons on that podcast, speaking about what he's going to do. But if you got one person that's hungry, that's not enough. You need some people. He didn't say somebody. He said some people. Trent Williams, 86 pass blocking snaps. 3 hurries allowed. 0 sacks. He beat us down. One guy, one man. Yes, indeed. Confident Cowboy fan. Stomach touching my back. Yes, indeed. So we can be hungry all days, man. You know what I'm saying? We can be hungry all of these days. But it's not going to change anything if we continue to do the exact same thing over and over again, expecting different results. What is that definition? Can somebody help me out? That's what they say insanity is, right? We can't be content right now, big dude. We can't be content. We got to be hungry. We need some pressure on this team. We do. And we can't be satisfied with what we're getting right now. And the things that we can change, we got to be able to change those things right now.
When we're playing this weekend's a good team too, and so I think that we can do some things differently in how we attack them, our strategies. Some of the things that we tried to do out there Sunday night, on hindsight, we'd do it differently. And so I think that we, first of all, let's just take offensively. We could go to the interior more, with our physical, with our running game.
We can go into the interior more. Now, I'm not a betting man. We do advanced analysis and we would do our thoughts on that. You know what I'm saying? With expertise, visions of things. Shout out to Prize Picks. But if you're going to run inside the interior more, they had Javon Hargraves too, by the way. And on top of that, they had Armstead just sitting there in the middle. And then they paid $100. What was Bosa's contract? $130 something million. What was it? 172? How many millions? There was a lot of millions of monies that they paid for that, right? And then they wasn't satisfied. They hungry. They took a reach at Farrell kid. Then they said, you know what? If he ain't paying out, then they at least go get Randy Gregory, right? If you're going to continue to try to run inside more with Tony Pollard, I don't foresee him being an interior run threat. Enrico Dido, he's razor blade thin at that spot of running back because although he got the mindset of a power back, he's not a power back that you're going to consistently try to run inside. You're going to have to get some beef. So you're going to have to, Jerry, reach out to the not Joneses, but Jerry reach out to McCarthy and say, hey, that number 40 ounce, that number 40, you're going to have to give him some runs inside. There are two approaches, and I said this during the offseason. Either you can invest in the interior play with a money aspect of saying, okay, I'm going to go out there and get the known commodity. Remember when those players were out there, I said there's the known and the known unknowns, right? Either you can spend draft capital, invest in said product, or use the money that you have left to go get said product, or you can go the long approach by investing in the draft and waiting for the results. And we took the latter. We said, okay, with our first round draft pick, we're going to do the necessary investing because one text don't grow off trees. One tech don't grow. There's about 6 or 7 of them in the National Football League. And when they come available, you're going to have to pull the trigger and pay for it. You're going to have to pay for it. The Niners looked at their defense and said, shh, we're going to pay for it. They went and got a Hargrave, right? Simmons, I think he's available. He was available during the offseason. You had to pay for it, right? You had to jump in and put money on the table and pay for it. So we're going a longer approach. And when you go on the longer approach, you're going to have to take the lumps with what comes with it. And that's my guy, Mozzie Smith. But the hardest part about being a Dallas Cowboys fan are the fickle fans and the whiny fans that will complain and not understanding the process of it. Because when we drafted Mozzie, immediately they went back to fighting about, hey, man, he's better than Jalen Carter. Oh, no, Jalen Carter better than Mozzie. Y'all going to go back and forth with other people about Mozzie when they play in two different positions. Jalen Carter is a 3-tech that can give you 1-tech. Mozzie is a straight-up 1-tech. So now we're not even talking about apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about apples and apples. We're talking about apples and bananas. Two different spots, two different roles. Y'all want an interior guy at what pick we had, the 26th or the 27th pick, something like that. Y'all want him to give us top 10 production. And y'all want it now. And when I was telling folks, I said it took a minute for Dexter Lawrence to come about. So they want Mozzie to come out like Dexter Lawrence, what he was doing last year. He went through his growing pains, year 1, year 2. He started to show up a little bit in year 3, year 4. But y'all want Dexter Lawrence now. Like, nah, it takes time, baby. Oh, man, but y'all talking like Mozzie was Vita Vea. Nobody said he was Vita Vea. And there's a difference. Vita Vea was picked in the top 15 juxtaposed to the top 20. What Mozzie? 26, 27 pick. 26 pick. Appreciate your confidence. Y'all make it terrible to be a Cowboys fan. Y'all ready to get rid of him. Patrick Surtain, appreciate you. Ain't no way. Kirk Shields says Patrick Surtain going to the Niners. Is that true? Are you catfishing me? It takes years, man, and I get it, man. I understand. We want it now, and those are the two options. Either we're going to pull the trigger and get that player now, or you're going to sit back and wait for your player to develop. Brian Kirby says, we have been dealing with this process for 28 years, but I love my Cowboys just getting impatient. I feel you, fam. You know, as great as people would look at what the 49ers been doing, it's been 28 to 29 years for them. They went through a whole quarterback having a whole movement that everybody was talking about. You know what I'm saying? To take a knee, to not take a knee, and a whole bunch of other stuff. They've been through some stuff. They deal with what's that coach? I forgot his name. You know, used to play for the Bears, 85 Bears, something like that. What's his name? They dealt with him. They deal with a whole bunch of stuff. There's nobody who want to be to the Super Bowl, been to the Super Bowl to lose. I get it. None of us want to been to the Super Bowl to lose. That's a hard feeling.
We could go to. We could go.
Mike Dicker. No. Yeah, Singletary. You know, they went through the Singletary. You know, they were still whooping some tail. Yes, indeed. They kept trying. Mike Singletary. Shout out to you. Not Mike Dicker, but Mike Singletary, Jim Harbaugh. They went through all of those coaches. We still had Jason Garrett for a good run. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all want to rip off Cowboys stuff and jump over there to the 49ers land because they've been to the Super Bowl, then have at it. Have at it. Go jump ship. Go ahead, jump in the pool, backpedal, and do all of those things in 49ers land. You know what I'm saying? Rip it off. Or jump ship and join the doggone Eagles content creator crew. Speaking of that, look at my guy, Lord Brunson. He number one Cowboy fan too.
Laugh now, cry later. We got something for that. Just trust. If we see them again, just trust. And we're gonna put it just like that. I ain't gonna put too much on it. You gonna make it personal? We can make it personal.
I think
How personal is it?
It was already personal before the game started. Now 42-10. I don't think you want to see us again. It might be a little bit worse.
Notice the difference. My guy Parsons putting that out there. You know what I'm saying? And look at the response. It's been personal. We love Parsons. We love what he brings to the table. Newsflash, it's been personal. Somebody can argue that Clark catch. You know what I'm saying? Everson Walls. He wasn't really covering. He had to switch off. It was personal then. Some of us would never let that go. I know I never let 94 go even after Prime came to the Cowboys. I'm still mad at it.
My guy, but I'm gonna say this: laugh now.
And this is the only thing that I would take off from my guy Michael Parsons. He said George Kittle is his guy. Where? Somebody talk to the young brother. George Kittle, my guy, bump George Kittle. He shouldn't even let that leave his mouth to fix his tongue to his teeth to say and crush his lips together to say, my guy. And then go back to it and say, hey, now it's personal. You want to make it personal, now it's personal. Bull sugar. It should have been personal. Look at Debo and his way of responding to this.
My guy, but I'm gonna say this: laugh now, cry later. We got something for that. Just trust. If we see them again, just trust. And we're gonna put it just like that. I ain't gonna put too much on it. You gonna make it personal? We can make it personal.
I think
How personal is it?
It was already personal before the game started. Now 42-10. I don't think you want to see us again. It might be a little bit worse.
Debo.
I don't know what we trust.
Micah, Debo. I don't know what to say. I'm getting uncomfortable.
I don't know what we trust. We trust, laugh now, cry later. I mean, I don't think you want to see us again.
Stop talking, y'all. Stop talking. It's equivalent to you walking in, and she getting smashed by another dude, and you say, all right, cool, all right, you ain't gonna do it again. You walk in again, she getting smashed again. And then the third time, oh man, now it's personal, man. Now it's personal. You did 3 times. No, it was personal the first time. It was personal the first time. Don't y'all get it? It was personal the first time, fam. Nah, man, how many strokes you got? Oh, man, 3 strokes? Okay, all right. Long as it's not 4. Oh, man, how many? Oh, you went to 4 strokes? Oh, okay, But, hey, if it's 5 strokes, it's personal. What you think this is? Oh, the 5th stroke is personal now, y'all. It is very personal. Come on now. As Cowboy fans, we don't want to hear that. We got to be hungry over here. What my guy said, let me go back to this dude right here. What did he say? We got to be hungry, man.
You want some people. You want a few people that's hungry. I said, you want some people that's willing to spend the next 20 weeks hungry for identity. I told you guys, you need some people that's hungry. I don't know about you, but that team that you threw out there on that damn field, they wasn't hungry. They were satisfied. The Cowboys are an appetizer team. The truth is what it is. If you think last week was bad, if they don't get off their ass and present something better than they did this week, it's going to be a long season. The fans deserve a hell of a lot more.
It's personal, man. It's personal. It's been personal.
And on the same hand, we could do some things by stretching them out a little more. We could do some things in our route running that was differently than we did out there Sunday. All of those things are areas that we can get better in. Do we have the ability to do this? I think that's the question every fan you should be asking. Do we have the players? Do we have the healthy players that can get this done? Do we have the players that can do the protections and the blocks? The answer is we do. Do we have defense that's capable of taking those quick throws and those quick throws in the middle of the field? Do we have the ability to it just something as mundane as having your players get their arms up more? When we got our arms up, we knocked a couple of them down. We've got the way to make those kinds of adjustments.
Yes, indeed, got to make those type of adjustments. I don't think that people don't like Parsons. The football player, people love Parsons, the football player. The podcaster Parsons, people have reservations. People have reservations. And to this point, I'm not saying that he should stop doing it. You know, he need to do whatever he need to do. It's a free country. You know what I'm saying? He could talk about Ice Spice and Sexy Red all we want, you know, but he's talking football. And that's on his free time. Nobody is saying that Parsons should not be able to say certain things. But it's just the order of way he said it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're going to make it personal. It's been personal. Everybody should know that when you put on the silver and blue, the number one problem with the Cowboys is we all painted to be the villain, but we are all collectively nice guys. We too nice. Everybody is talking bad about us. Even when we win, we are considered the villain, but we don't want to take the role as the villain. That's just what it is. We are considered, everybody are their darlings. If the Steelers start winning a few games, they are the darlings. The 49ers, they are the darlings. Eagles, darlings. Giants, darlings, right? Everybody is considered to be the darlings. We are the punching bag of the NFL. We don't have one person that really come to mind that people fear. You think Khalil Mack just had 6 sacks last week, right? You think that he's not geared up to at least double back and get 3 or 4 sacks this upcoming game? You think Khalil Mack is not going to look at this thing and take it personal? You think that defense ain't going to be trying to say, okay, we're going to give them the best? We get walked on and trampled over, and every time we do an interview, a post conference, we smiling at the media. We give them bullet points. We talk nice to them. I won't be surprised before the end of the season. We'll be on First Take, Undisputed. Hey, you know, I get it. And we allow Stephen A. Smith with his hairline pushed all the way back to the 60s and the 50s, the civil rights movement, right? To wear his hat and his cigar with his jersey on. With the Cowboys jersey on, to talk smack. Ain't nobody gonna call him out on it. And then his scapegoat is, hey, you know, I love the players. It's the fans that I can't stand. It's personal.
So, Jerry, you're not too panicked in thinking that the gap is really this large between you and the 49ers when this was such a measuring stick in the offseason?
I got to say this one other thing, too, because I'm to the point that people still going to call this, even on our defense, as levels of excuses, right? They're going to call this excuses, so I'm going to get in front of it because I want to say this. Because looking back at the tape on the defensive side, although we had 6 penalties, and the opposing team had 6 penalties too, and I know this is going to go into one ear, out the other, and even if, I don't care if I show y'all frame for frame of what was happening on the other side of the field, it's not going to mean nothing because y'all going to lean on what the 4-letter, 3-letter networks say, and y'all don't want to hear what I have to say because y'all going to say, hey, these are just excuses. But damn it, hear this out. There was a lot of no calls on the holds, man. At some point, somebody is going to have to call that bull stuff out, man, and say, hey, our players are getting held and nobody's calling anything. Numerous times on the right side of the field, there was all cloth, all players getting held. And I'm not saying that that's the reason why we lost this game, by the way. But all I said before the game is I want this game to be called fair and balanced. And they got away with the whole left and right on their front. So yes, our guys were getting to the point, getting out to the ball, but they were being held. But we as a fan base, we don't know how to stick together, and it'll be the great divide like the ice cream, which is really good, by the way. Who like the great divide ice cream, you know? But y'all would make you say, oh, man, you know, they're just a whiny Cowboy fan. They whining about a no call. And when they told me it was a rookie aficionado crew on primetime night, what warrant them to be the callers? You know what I'm saying? Get us a seasonal crew. This is prime time, baby. There's no time to have a rookie aficionados out there that can be swayed through the if influences is out there for us, don't you know that those people that go to their day-to-day jobs and operation, they're influenced too? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the refs is the reason why the Niners won this game, by the way. But I'm just calling a spade a spade.
I'm not panicked, but the gap is. I don't want to. When something tells you what it is, don't try to dream that it's something else. Now, what I'm trying to say is we can do better than what we did out there Sunday night. That's a given. We can do better. We have the potential to do better. We have the preparation to do better. We didn't do it at all, to be tried about it Sunday night. But can we change? My life has always been working for myself. And consequently, when you work for yourself, you have to change what you're looking at in the mirror. That doesn't work.
Hold on, Robert. You know, I already prefaced my statement. You know what I'm saying? I literally said it's not the official faults that we lost this game. Who all heard maybe? See, that's what y'all do this. Y'all do this to me all the time. You know, it's a selective listening, people, because y'all will only take with what I say, and if it don't fit your conscience, if it don't fit your intellect, Law is saying that Dak Prescott is the greatest quarterback of all time. Law is saying the reason why the Cowboys lost is because of the officials. Law is saying that the Cowboys are going to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Hey, no.
Anymore, or that's not working, and you have to go change it. In this particular case, we have to do some changes from within, and I'm talking technical things now. I'm not talking about the will and the attitude and the work ethic that's with this team. This team's got that. And do we have players in place? Do we have it at quarterback? Let me be very affirmative. I completely believe that we have the quarterback that can take us where we want to go. Do we have the coaching staff on both sides of the ball, and I certainly do. Did Sunday reflect that? No. Is this the NFL where every team on any day has got a chance to beat the other team? Yes. It isn't a given that every time San Francisco will line up this year that they'll come out of there with a win.
Sacrifice. Don't give up, y'all.
This thing's as even as any sport, as any league there is on the planet. And you can lose a game in the NFL against anybody you're lining up against.
Jerry, you mentioned that we have the quarterback. You know, in the past few years, you've changed out Leo Linehan and Kellen and Coach Garrett. Why all these changes and the results are still the same? Why are you so convinced that the quarterback is the guy?
No, the results are very obvious. We haven't won a Super Bowl. We've had good. Would you agree that we've had good games over the years?
Absolutely.
Okay, and we've had some bad games. Do you know any team that hasn't had that happen to them?
Nope.
Now, consequently, I will
They let Jerry beat him in a debate. Let's go.
say that we haven't gotten our big years when we should have. We've been real close a few times and haven't gotten our big years. That's not excuses. That's not anything. But if you think for 1 minute that there's any particular thing that I could put my finger on that basically says we need to do that differently, we need to do that differently, then it's combinations of things. Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl, and that's the way that's going to be.
Hey, the reason why I'm giving y'all the long form of this interview, shout out to 105.3 The Fan, too. I haven't heard the interview. I just saw the tweets from John Machota. Now, Jerry Jones is a salesman, right? Bullshit. I see you, Camo. If y'all agree with Jerry, put JJ in the chat. If you disagree with Jerry, put DJJ in the chat. Disagree with Jerry. You know what I'm saying, Jerry Jones. So, JJ, if you agree, if Dak Prescott can be the quarterback to win us the Super Bowl, and put DJ, Jay, if you disagree. Now, this is all good because we've seen less kinds of caliber of quarterbacks to win Super Bowls for their selective teams, right? We've seen that before. We've seen situations whereas we've seen better quarterbacks win the Super Bowl with a team or what have you. And if anything, I hope that we do understand that the football season don't end week 5 or week 6. I'm loving y'all feedback over here. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for jumping into this show. But I seen, man, sometimes you look back at it and not saying that this defense can't, but we do have the right recipe on the defensive side of the coin. If we can get hot, we've seen these type of games. We've seen these type of games before out of let's say the Giants in 2007. They wasn't the best team. Matter of fact, in 2007, to be fair, they were talking about firing their coach midway through the season, and then they rallied together, became 9-7, got to the playoffs or what have you, and went on this magical run. Right? So we've seen things like this happen before. We've seen things like this happen before. So Nick Foles is and that's the claim of fame of most of the Eagles fans. Banter going back and forth with us. And that was 7 years ago, right? So that's been a minute, right? See how time flies? Time flies. It don't wait for no one, right? And if I were to pull y'all in a corner to ask you, would you rather be having the records of what the Eagles had in the last few years, or would you rather be a Cowboy fan, right? Some of y'all, I'm quite sure some of y'all will lean on the Eagle fans. Y'all lean on the Eagle side. I know y'all. But let's go. Let's get it.
We have other quarterbacks on that roster. and players that certainly, if something should happen to Dak, but I want to be real clear. Dak's very capable of making this team be where we want it to go.
Jerry, do you think that the changes to the offensive scheme, do you think that's the right fit with Dak and McCarthy?
I do. Yes, I do. I think we've, as a matter of fact, do you think getting the ball out quick, do you think it can be effective? It happened against us the other night. That ball was coming out of there so quick, and frankly was able to get it in lanes right in the middle of the field and get it down through lanes, and it shows what good quick throws can do, and they can be very effective. We've got more of that than we've had in the offense. It just happened against us, but we have that in our offense.
Jerry,
we're going to put it in there. We're going to have it in the games as well.
Jerry Jones here on The Fan. Jerry, I personally liked and understood what Coach McCarthy was trying to do with some of the changes. There are those that say Dak is being limited. These short passes don't allow for enough explosion down the field. Brandon Cooks is not in the right type of offense for him. What do you say back to that criticism or question?
I like for Dak, I like what we're doing. It didn't show against the 49ers. That was very disappointing. It was surprising. But I like what we're doing. And from the standpoint of what we're going to see ahead of us, you'll see some balls down the field. No question you'll see them down the field. You at least saw one the other night when we all know that that ball was just what it was at the time it was. But still, it was balls down the field. That was a pretty good down the field throw that he made to Turpin.
Jerry, when you talk about, we're going to eventually see stuff down the field, things are going to click into place. It sounds obviously like.
Wait a minute. I'm saying that it's capable of being there.
Okay.
Yeah. This right here is watching, alcohol being poured into the eyes. You know what I'm saying? And right now we should be immune to the alcohol being poured into the eyes, right? Jeez. And we gonna listen to it, right? These are the things that, what we do. We do a lot of talking. Jerry Jones gonna talk 2 more times this week. He's gonna talk, I believe, on Friday, and then he's gonna talk or Thursday or Friday, and then he's gonna talk again. Monday night or what have you, right before the game, and he's going to give us his thoughts and things of that nature. When you're talking, there's a lot of information that's given out. There's no element of surprise. So I don't want. Look. We just need to stick to the philosophy base that we had. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. And at this point, he should say, who knows, man? Who knows whether or not we're going to attack them deep or we're going to attack underneath? It's going to be predicated upon what the defense is trying to take away or try to give us. Who knows? But in essence of entertainment, Jerry Jones is going to be talking.
Let's be real clear. It's very capable of being there. Are we going to try to get it there? You bet we are. And we should. Have we gotten this team since, let's say, Kellen Moore left? Have we gotten this team in a place that can do better than we did against the 49ers? You bet we do. Should we change at this juncture back to where we were this time last year? No, we should not. We should go with the kinds of things that we've been working on. We should recognize that we had a very bad outing. And San Francisco had a very good outing. We should recognize that and call it what it is and not mislead ourselves. But as far as sitting here saying that we should completely change out the towels here, that's not even in the cards. And it's really ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a great assessment by Jerry Jones, even at his young age of 82 to 81, however old he is. We got our ass whooped. But you don't do wholesale changes from your philosophy of firing coaches and getting rid of things just because you lost to the 49ers. No. But what you can do is hurry up and go out there and say, okay, I need to go out there and do this fair assessment. You know for sure you can't change some of the things that's on this team based off of contracts and where we are at. But for dog sure, if you got a little reserve here, you can start making some trade situation. I don't want to see number 19 back out there on the field, right? Covering a wide receiver on a deep crosser. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see. So right now we can see. We can see my guy Gilly on some of those dagger routes or some of those crossing concepts. He's a step and a half slow. Now, he's still a damn good DB, but we can see those things, man. You don't have to be playing in the National Football League. Fix the things you can. What's the serenity prayer? Grant me the serenity or to change the things I can and the courage. How'd it go? Somebody help me out. I don't know the lyrics of that. No one of y'all know the serenity prayer. But you got to be able to change some of the things that you can change and accept some of the things that you can't. Right? It goes along the way somewhere around that way. You know what I'm saying? Somebody put that in the chat. I'll read it out. There are some things we can change. Yes, Val says, accept the things that I can't control. Yes, indeed. So we're going to have to figure out what we can control. And we got enough time to do such. Grant me, thank you, Dre Max, appreciate you. Grant me the serenity to change the things I can and the courage to accept the things I can't. Something like that. Yeah, yes, indeed. So, hey, we got to change some of these things. All right, so what's the solution? Because we got the problem. What's the solution? Either we can bury our heads in the sand, tuck our head into the shell of the turtle, the turtle shell, tuck our heads in, right? Or we can change a few things. Because at the end of the day, look. Martinez says, fire the coach. Now that's knee-jerk. That's knee-jerk. We ain't talking knee-jerk stuff, right? That's knee-jerk. What's not knee-jerk is looking at tape and you seeing that number 19 is a foot long away from the opposition. Or consistently we are seeing Gilly. Those are things that you can change and tinker on just a little bit. Add some extra help. Or we can continue to go through this season and hope organically that these things can change. And the only reason why I'm saying, hey, let's trade Dak, we can't change those things. Dak is here. He's off his furniture. He got $60 million on his contract. But there's no $60 million contract out there for Noah Igbenogany. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not beating up Noahs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say, man, Law got something against Noahs. That's just what it is. We got to figure out what we can change, right? Bland is playing well. So how can we encourage these guys to say, okay, we can pull the trigger, trade for Pat Surtain, kick Bland back inside at the slot. Gilmore, hey, now we're going to roll coverage his way. We're going to have a safety over the top his way. Those are things that we can do now, right? Not no knee-jerk stuff. You know what I'm saying? Put Tyler Smith at left tackle, TJ Bass at left guard. Run the damn ball. Impose your will. Here's my only kickback to that. Tyron Smith, and I said this before last year, shout out to my guy Boss Cowboys Sports. Every time he come back from injury or back from a long stay, he would have that little wee-woo game. And then after that, he would be back on page. So hopefully if we get a full week of Tyron Smith this week, he'll be back on page. But I think that the Cowboys are going to ride off Tyron Smith. They're not finna bench him. They're not finna bench him. But for the future, if the Cowboys for the 2024 draft selections, if they don't draft an offensive lineman early, then we just gonna be just like this, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say on that. Oh my goodness, man.
Okay, Jared, well, then when you say that specifically there, you mentioned Kellen Moore, and you shouldn't go
First
back.
of all, you couldn't do it if you wanted to.
Couldn't go back to
Let's be real clear. You couldn't really do it if you wanted to. Reinvent your offense at this time.
Okay, so Jerry, when you mentioned Kellen Moore and going up against the Chargers this week, is this then a litmus test, you feel like, for the changes you've made on offense since you're going to be going up against his unit?
Not really. I thought last week was a good test. What this is again, we're going up against a very good team, and we're going to see the kinds of things we're going to work on certainly all week. But my point to you is, do we have in our war chest the players capable of having success against the Chargers? And I said a resounding yes, we do. Do we have players that can execute that? Yes, we do. Did we do it against San Francisco? No, we did not. Do we have defensive schemes? Do we have defensive players that can play better than we played against San Francisco? Yes. Can we play differently? Can we do some things differently technically than we did against San Francisco? Yes, we can. Will we do the same things we did against San Francisco against San Diego that we did against San Francisco? Probably not. Now, this stuff is if you think about it, is really, I'm just saying to you, do we have the ability to look differently when we get on the field against the Chargers than we do San Francisco? And the ability is there. The preparation is there.
War chest.
So let's see what the Chargers bring. But as far as basically throwing everything out with the wash and basically coming at it from that standpoint here in 2 days before we play the Chargers, from where we have prepared all year to be, you don't do that.
I give it what Jerry is saying. That, hey, you know, ride the horse you rode in on. You can't just throw out the whole entire staff and everything. And to be fair, we the only team at 3-2. Thinking, hell, the sky's falling, you know, it's over with, you know, we might as well tank. You know, we the only team in history that's 3-2 that would say this, right? That to lose against, look, like, I hate to give the Niners credit, but I'm going to give those boys credit. They deserve to whoop our butts like that, and they deserve to be where they at. Because they put in the sweat equity, because they put in the hard work, because they got the philosophy and the principles set down, because they don't play the political game. JD from D.C., Jerry sounds like he had some bad glory hole in San Francisco. Hey, man, you know.
Get your damn act together.
You know, JD from D.C., yes, indeed. All right, so, look, them boys literally said that they pulled up off of us. You know what I'm saying? They talked some good stuff, and they said that's what they said. You know what I'm saying? They said what they said. They said what they said. Speaking of that, look at what he said.
I ain't gonna say never. I can't remember a time where we was calling the dogs off 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, that was a little lengthy sit on the sideline, but I loved it watching the young guys get some burn and, go out there and play on a big stage like this.
Trent, you said last week that when you play Dallas, it's sort of like an ice bath game. Mm-hmm. Any need for that after this one?
No, we're good.
Man, look, man, that's some stuff right there we supposed to be talking about, man. He said they pulled off at 14 minutes left in the game. 14 minutes left, baby. Them boys said, man, they were vacation mode, man. Dallas was still in Dallas when we played against the doggone 49ers. And I get it, y'all gonna say, hey, it's the quarterback, DPF, put DPF in the chat. Y'all know who, if you know what DPF stands and means. But man, that dude pulled off at 14 minutes left. They smiling, you know what I'm saying? He said he don't even need an ice bath. This is before the game. This is before the game. Who's them two right there? That's Parsons and Trent. That's before the game. You know, they trading secrets, and I ain't beating up on Parsons. But I would love to see somebody like Ray Lewis sitting there keying and kicking it with the boys before the game. You know, come on. Yes, indeed, man. Sure. It's just what it is. That dude said he don't need nothing. 86 pass block, 3 hurries. And that's because probably some trap situation if you look back at the tape, and 0 sacks allowed. We got handled, baby. I want us from here on out, before the game, I don't even want us to even look at the opposition and give them any slight reservations of thinking that it's going to be a friendly approach. I saw a game, and this was the 49ers, and I can't stand Jerry Rice. I think he was still playing for the Atlanta Falcons at that time. He walks up, and prime time is a whole different animal, though. He walks up to shake Jerry Rice's hand. Jerry Rice was like, I ain't finna touch that. You ain't finna put no crazy stuff on me. No. I'm just saying it's just the mindset is different.
Jerry Jones here on Sean and RJ every Tuesday, 105.3 The Fan. So I hear the resolve in your voice. I would like you to comment on your belief with the resolve in the locker room, because we're worried about this being more than just one regular season loss. CeeDee Lamb clearly looked detached and unhappy. Dak kind of looked like he was stunned. Do you believe that your team has the resolve and will bounce back after the measuring stick they made San Fran?
Well, I know, and I thank you for our fans and anybody listening would resolve. Do you think Parson is mentally resolved? Probably as much so as a young player as I've ever been around, Parsons. And he is resolved. And no, I don't. Of the things that we need to do better, their resolution, that locker room, is one of the best that I can remember. And the individuals that are involved in there are not only resolved, but they take what they are doing mentally. They take what they've done in a classroom. They take it to the practice field. And
hey, if y'all think I can't talk and say words, man, he took the T out of mentally. He said, man, forget that T. You know what I'm saying? Mentally. I had no room to talk, but I messed up some words. Jerry took the T off mentally. Mentally. Mentally speaking, y'all.
I can remember. And the individuals that are involved in there are not only resolved, but they take what they are doing mentally. They take what they've done in a classroom, they take it to the practice field, and they take it out to the game. We ran into an outstanding team, and we didn't play well. And they'll get that, and they're really going through the very thing you would want them to be doing. If they just took it as, look, that was a bad day at Black Rock, and we'll just put it over there. But certainly they're owning this thing as popular.
Okay, my bad. Anthony Evans says in California accent, we don't pronounce T's. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. It's all fun and game, man. I don't want y'all to get mad at Jerry. You know what I'm saying? Jerry gonna be Jerry.
Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed as an organization about how the team is playing?
Get your damn act together yourself, okay?
Jerry, man, we know, man. I would love to hear Jerry Jones. If I could get somebody to do an interview with Jerry, it would be Big Game James. You know, after a loss, that would be the world. I would pay money. It would be pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? To hear Big Game James and Jerry Jones just for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just for a few minutes. Oh, my goodness, man. Who would pay money? I would pay prime prices for Jerry Jones. You know what? I'm going to take Big Game James. They got an AI Jones down there at the Star. I think it's at the Star, or it could be at the stadium in Arlington. I'll pay money for that. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for tonight. You know, I can't wait for tonight to hear Big Game James. I heard he was angry. I heard he was upset. It's too late for that law. 28 years too late. AJ Diz, I feel you, man. I feel you, man. You know, try to get Big locked up. Action power. Yes, indeed, man. So let's go in this approach. Let's go in this approach. That was the end of that. Let me do this right quick. Salute to 105.3 The Fan. Be sure to hit them up, check them out. The link is right there. They are a great station. Them 1310 The Ticket. As much as we don't like to hear the news of the Cowboys after a loss, but those boys do a great job. So reach out to Bobby Belt. Let him know, man, he's not doing a good job at all. He's not doing a good job. He's doing a great job. And be sure to hit the like, share his content too. And get them boys up to 100,000 and beyond. They deserve to be there. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. And let me talk to a few of my friends before we go.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Keep it super thug my way on this side. Call my phone.
657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Yes, indeed. We're going to lock it as soon as that number get up to the first 10
there are
callers.
6 participants in the conference.
All right. We'll lock it as soon as we get to 10 calls. 10
All
callers.
participants are muted.
Got 8 in the house. So we got room for 2 more. 2 more. We're going to lock it. Call my phone, hit my line. Got 10 callers in here. The 10, you in, baby. All right, so we got my guy JT from the 260. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me, man.
Hey, can you hear me, Law Nation?
Hey, man, I hear you loud and clear, bro. Talk to me, man.
All right, so a couple things. I will say this, and I'm being completely honest. Like, this is a situation where I think that we can all just dig deep and like just roll on for the rest of the season. And I think, obviously, like the hot topic the last couple days or so has been Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, Law, and I may get heat for saying this. I really don't think that loss was all on Dak, though, Law. Like, what do you think?
I mean, everybody get a share of the loss blame. I think that if we let's say if it's a pie, right? I would say 60. We want to go 60-40, or would you say 70-30? What would you say?
I mean, but because he's a quarterback, I think it's fair to give him 70. Like
70-30. Okay, 70% of the loss. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Like, again, I'm not one of those people that's going to say, like, he has no blame. Obviously, he got to take a big chunk of the pie because he's the quarterback.
Yep.
I just don't feel like it's fair to put all of it on him, though. Like, I've never believed that one player could win or lose a football. Like, I just never believe in that philosophy. Like, it's too many players on the field for one guy to like, no, it's just, he takes a lot of blame, yes, but not all of it. I think we could be fair and say, like, okay, yeah, you played a horrible game, but it's not. You know what I mean, Law? Like, I think we still got to put some perspective in it, Law.
Yes, indeed. So by him being 70% of the blame here, well, What can he like? Let's look at solutions. What can he do better, right? I think that predetermine his progressions. That's a terrible outlook of things, right? I think that we should. I didn't like the way the Brian Schottenheimer says, yeah, we dial up plays. We dial up 4 plays. 4 plays for CeeDee Lamb. I think in a contract year, CeeDee Lamb should have 14 to 16 plays, not 4. You know, I think that the philosophy need to be switched and changed. Get the ball to your playmakers and figure out from there. I think that from a running game perspective, I like what Tony Pollard brings to the table, but I look at him as a guy that we need to see him get more touches. He just can't have 4 or 5 touches himself or under 10 touches. So we're going to have to utilize him more. We're going to have design runs, especially not just in shotgun, right? So, the blame game and the share game got to have to come all the way around. But go ahead.
And the other thing, though, and I'm glad you brought up, like, the run stop point and all that. There are 3 guys in particular that came out as, like, just these beasts, but they took a while. Like, one name you already mentioned is Vita Vea. Like, he was drafted number 12. For me, he took, I'll say, 3 years, because his first year, he showed some flashes. Second year, he was better. Third year, he was a beast.
Oh, yeah.
That's one guy.
Yeah.
A guy that I mentioned, like, months ago, Haloti Ngata. Year 1, he was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Year 2, they moved him literally to defensive end. And I think 3 years later, they moved back to defensive side. Like, you could argue it took Haloti Ngata, like, 5 years, really, to, like, really become Haloti Ngata that we know.
Yeah.
I think, and the third name, and this is a name that I think people will be interested in, is Sean Rogers. Like, now I'll say this, to be fair, like, that wasn't all on him. Like, he was attracted by the Lions, so, I mean, that's not completely his fault.
Right.
But all I'm saying is, look, playing a run stopper in the NFL is hard, bro. Like, it's not that easy. Like, when people think of these guys and what they turned into, they're thinking that, like, Marty needs to immediately, no, you can't. It's too hard. Like, runs, first of all, these guys are bigger and stronger than what you face in college.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's going to be a natural adjustment. Because when you're in college and you're not being as strong, you can basically just pick people up and throw them out the club, bro. Like, but in the NFL, you're not doing that. Like, these guys, these NFL tackles and guards are like, what, 6'4", 6'6", like 300 and, I mean, whatever. Like, that's hard. Like, you can't expect a guy, especially a particular run stopper, to come in and just automatically. No, it takes time, and then the problem is when you are a Cowboy fan, you know what I'm saying. Those things people want instant results, and it takes time, JT, and people not gonna see that. They want Mozzie to have 6 or 7 snaps. I mean 6 or 7. Well, we want that too, but they want him to have 6 or 7 sacks this season. Right.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, the thing about that is, though, this is the other thing I want to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
We also got to understand, like, what the style of guys are. Like,
right.
Mozzie, to me, I almost feel like if he gets 6 or 7 sacks, I almost feel like that may be a bad thing, Law. And I say that because he wasn't brought in to be a sack artist. He was brought in to stuff the run. Like, if he starts, like, going for, like, sacks and stuff, then all of a sudden it's like, well, who's our run side? Like, we drafted him for a specific reason. Like, we drafted him to be that big boy, basically like a pot roast that could just congest the lane in there, man, like the B guys.
No doubt, man.
If he starts rushing the passer, we may have some problems, because then we don't have a run stoppers, like, you know what I mean?
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, JT. Hey, stand tall, man. Yes, indeed, man. Stand tall or not at all. The Mozzie criticism is it's not well deserved, man. Now, could there have been other people? Yes, and I ain't gonna back off my guy, Boss Cowboy Sports. Appreciate him. You know, I think we was talking about tight ends and their productions and their levels and things like that. And normally picking the tight end early don't work. What round was Sam Laporta? Because Sam Laporta's having a great year, and he's a rookie tight end. Sam Laporta's having a great year, boss. We're going to have to reach out to boss tonight and talk about that, about the production levels of tight ends and things like that. I'm not saying that Schoonmaker could be doing Sam Laporta things, but most of the time, it takes time for players to stand tall and be that, you know. So my thoughts on what he said is basically just give it some time, and it's going to work its way out, ladies and gentlemen. But normally it takes a few years for these boys to triculate some things. Shout out to you, lunchtime, Nate Davies, man. Appreciate you, man. I got another caller, Darius, man, from the 214. You're live, and then we will have 100 grand. Darius, you live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. Talk to me.
Laporta was drafted in the second round.
Second round. What early? I mean, I know they had picks before us, right?
Yeah, they was at the top of they drafted at the top of the second round. So he got snatched off the board way ahead before we can get to him. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that normally they say tight ends takes a couple of minutes, you know what I'm saying, to get going. Laporta changing that narrative right now. He doing a good job. From what I can see from the outside looking in. I haven't looked at all of his tape, but from what I can see, he's making some plays, bro. Yeah, he is.
He is lighting fantasy up.
I'm
watching his numbers go up and up every week. But I watched that game, man, again, and basically it was the Fred. I'm going to leave Mike McCarthy alone today. But basically it was the Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw show. They did whatever they wanted to do. I don't know. Whatever. I was just talking to my brother about this. They did whatever they wanted to do. And I went back and I watched the Eagles game. The Eagles made Fred and Dre Greenlaw have to think. They like Fred was looking in the backfield and trying to feel and see where the receiver was at. And by the time he was trying to think and make that decision, the ball flew by his head already. And then also what the Eagles did, they overpowered them at the line of scrimmage. For me,
before you go into that final piece of that analysis, let me insert this. Now I'm so glad that you pulled it up. So now you know why. Now you know why they wouldn't pull that trigger for Javon Hargraves.
What you mean?
The 49ers. Now you know why they went and said, shit, let me go improve my interior. So that Fred,
did they get him from the Eagles?
Yeah, they got. Well, he was a free agent, you know, and the Eagles had to make some burns and turns. But hey, he had 12 sacks from the interior. Don't you know the last time we had double-digit sacks from the interior was Jason Hatchett, you know, and those were schemed, you know. So yeah, it's been a minute. So what they did was they knew the kind of caliber of player Fred Warner was. And they had another guy, they let him go. He was pretty good too. His Isaiah, whatever, I can't say that man's name, but he was good. But Dre Greenlaw feeds off of Fred. He is a thumper. He's the bully. He last year had more personal fouls than anybody on that team. Like the play that is gonna when you get in the huddle. You know, I know you play football. And you got that person that's punching you, and you got some people that will tickle you. You know what I'm saying? He'll do anything to throw you off. You know what I'm saying? And he's that dude. Right. You know what I'm saying? So Fred, we will go ahead to your analysis of that.
But yeah, that was just kind of my thing, and I think that goes back to scheme. So like that's the main reason I'm always talking about coaching is because coaching will win you those type of games when you play up against these type of players and these types of coaches. Like I get players play the game, right, but the scheme has a lot. The scheme has a lot to do with it. And like I said, I'm gonna transfer over to Dak. I'm not a Dak hater at all. I love Dak, whether he with this team or whether he not with this team. Dak is my guy. My whole thing is to me, I think right now, like Dak seems a little off to me. I don't know about you. Just in my objective opinion, he seems just a bit off. He don't seem like himself.
He's shook. He looks shook to me. He always got that face like he's staring at the moment.
And then when he starts sweating his face, something like that's not a good look. When he get to sweating under that helmet like that, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Dak has been his true self since about his first 3 years, to me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he possibly might need a change of scenery, in a different coaching staff that will cultivate his true skill set, because he's not getting it here. If we're gonna be completely honest, he's just not getting the proper coaching. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Brock Purdy, if he went to anywhere else, he would be the Brock Purdy that he is right now. But because he went to the proper system, he's flourishing. And my last thing is, what do you think about if we were to add like the RPO game, the read option game, utilizing some of Dak's physical skill sets a little bit more other than just regular 2-step, 3-step drop, hit the ball out of shotgun, regular West Coast offense, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that? What is missing?
I don't know, man. I like Dak running the ball a little bit more, but I think that there's a governor on him of not to run the ball a little bit more. And they spoke out about it before in some press conferences before. I think Dak can run the ball. I think he can get out to the pocket. But to me personally, I don't think that I've seen enough of those predetermined plays to allow the defense to play a little honest, right? So this is just my observation of everything. It goes back to what I said yesterday. Dak Prescott plays like the mom is in the passenger seat. The
mom in the car.
That's just how he play. You know what I'm saying? And is that a wrong thing to me personally? Yes. But if it's the right thing, maybe so. I don't know. I just want Dak Prescott to play freely, but he don't play like he can play freely. And most people would say, just because I say that, oh, you're an apologist. He just say it, Lord, say he suck. I'm not finna say that because we seen, like, it would have been a different story if I'd never seen the man do 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, right? It would have been a different story.
He went the longest without an interception. Remember his first year when he was with us? He went the longest without a pick.
Right.
So that's why I always lean on those first 3 years. Like, I'm like, damn, that guy know what you can be. I don't know what's happening right now.
Yep. And I like the endorsement, even though people would say that that's what the owner's supposed to say. But I do like the reigning endorsement from the owner, to at least say, hey, man, I believe in the quarterback. He can get us to the Super Bowl. It's the small things that can take you far, far on the team, you know what I'm saying, just by words of encouragement. So it's the jury's still out, for those who say otherwise, or think otherwise. But Dak himself going to have to step it up and be that dude for us, man, in these next coming games, because people really going to be looking at him against the Chargers if we show the same type of input that we had last game. Heading into 2 weeks, 2 weeks without football, because that's how it's going to be a long break, and that's not a good look for us. You know what I'm saying? If we don't pull off.
I know $100,000 is coming up next. $100,000, go ahead and get on Mike McCarthy, because I've been saying it all. I'm gonna leave that to $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been saying it the whole year. The people didn't want to listen to me.
Hey, man, look, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for calling in. That's my guy Darius from the 214. Hey, that's just what we dealing with. That's what we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And let me show y'all the face I'm talking about. My screen is gonna freeze for a second, but that's okay. Hold on, give me 1 second here. And this is not me picking on the quarterback, by the way, but this is just me objectively looking at from what my observations are. My face froze just a little bit. All right, hold on, give me 1 second here. And we're going to pull this up, and then let my guy $100,000 get on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And this is not the time to retreat. This is not the time to pull back your fandom and all of this stuff. This is just our observation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be on the sideline with the face like this, man. Hold on, boom. This is the face Thanos had after he did the snap. You know what I'm saying? We need to pre-snap Thanos' face. We don't need the post-snap Thanos' face. So this face right here, I don't want to see this, man. Put your face inside the doggone tablet. You know what I'm saying? Throw the tablet around. Point out the people that's, when Troy was on the sideline, and it was time for him to have that type of face. That's after he chewed out the O-line or wide receiver. Now, he didn't chew out Michael Irvin, but, man, he will pick on the other wide receivers out there, man. So we're going to have to, get that face, fixed. I got my guy $100,000 with the plan from the 201. You're live, man, on the Nation.
Listen here, man.
Talk to me.
I'm going to tell you right now. when we win these next 8 games,
Woo!
I don't want to see nobody on this train. And I'm saying it right now. When we win these next 8 games, I don't want to see nobody. Oh, Cowboys. I see y'all now down in the dump. When we win these next 8 games, you heard what I said, Law. What's the 8th game? The Eagles game.
Hey, I'm going to play this song, 100.
Ain't nobody calling me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
So we gonna be 8 games in a row, cause I trust you, man.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Possibly be at that Eagles game in Philly. I'm God willing.
Hey man, you be right on the money. Objectively speaking, you told us, you warned us. See, my only thing is I didn't get a chance to have you to call in for the 49ers week, man. You know what I'm saying? You could have helped me out. Help me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know.
I'm still them boys.
Yeah, I'm still the boys, man. Shoot. My phone, everybody was calling me. Look. It was a late game.
Me too.
Hey, Law, I was just calling you, man. Checking on you, man. And then they so slick with it, man.
My phone still, Law. They still killing me, Law.
I said, man, I gotta wait till Monday.
I can't turn my phone off. It's sad when your own parents are killing you, Law. I'm getting it from everybody.
Hey,
even
man.
my parents.
Hey, 100. This is how to call. When my cousin called me out of the blue, I wasn't even thinking about it was for the Cowboys. He was like, "Hey, Law, man, yeah. So the fair's down there and the state fair." I said, "Yeah. So what little Lauren, what did Lauren get for her birthday?" And I was like, "She got X, Y, and Z, da 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 da." Yeah, and then he was like, "Man." About literally 15 minutes into the conversation, 100, I was just checking on you, man, about them Cowboys. I'm just saying if you was in good spirit, Hey, he got me so bad, man. I was sitting like, God damn, man. This joker didn't call me all year.
My cousin called me the same thing this morning. I heard you committed suicide. Oh, yeah? What you talking about, man? Early this morning, Law. Early this morning. I said, man, don't get off my phone.
You don't get off my phone, boy, man. They would call you. And then I'm in this group chat. Look, I'm in the worst group chat ever, bro. I'm in like Lord Bronson. If y'all think Lord Bronson go crazy on Twitter, can you imagine being in the group chat with him?
Hey, I hit him up on the gram from time to time, so I already know how he moves.
He vicious.
I already know
I
already know.
He talking about rent free. Shoot, right now, I'm talking about God, dog. I'm sitting here like, yeah, the Rams gonna at least make it. The Rams jump up on them boys. I said, yeah, all right, the Rams gonna do something now. Puka Nuka, you gonna do something for them. You know what I'm saying?
Do nothing.
They didn't do nothing, man.
At least Louis T. quiet.
No. Yeah, he quiet, but shoot, he the one tipped it off in the group chat. Hey, I was just asking, do you still have Dak Prescott, the #1 quarterback in your division? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You might want to move Hurts up top. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah. It took all of the. Like it's okay for Dak Prescott to have a bad game, but not like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because people ain't gonna watch the whole game. It was 35-10. I was like, put him on the bench. You know what I'm saying? It can't get no worse than this. They kept him out there.
Have the nerve for Trey Lance to be warming up on the side. My cousin, y'all gonna put Trey Lance in? Look, he warming up. I'm like, oh my Lord, please don't do that.
I wanted Trey Lance to go in the locker room and start throwing that ball around. They had him out there. Don't do it on the sideline. See? People like, see? Jeez, man.
Well, man, the reason why I feel like we gonna win these next 8 games
Break it down, man.
It's because, Lord, I'm going to be real with you. Would you rather be 15-0 and lose 2 games or lose these games now?
I mean, I'd rather lose now. You know what I'm saying? If you picking it out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I would rather lose now. Because now, when you lose, what you do, Law, you adapt when you lose. Because you know what your weaknesses are.
Right.
So, and you mad and you pissed off.
Right.
So we about to run the table in these next 8 games. I'm telling you right now. These boys are pissed off. These boys are mad. These boys got a point to prove.
Well, I'm going to do you like this. This is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say, bro. If we even win, I'm going to level with you. If we even win 7 out of the next 8, I got something for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got something for you, man. I'll ship it your way for boldly speaking about that. I did. Trey said last year, she was like, we gonna win 4 out of the next 5 games. It looked like damn near impossible, right? And she kept the faith. And then my guy, I forgot preacher name, but he called in. He said, we're going to win the next 5. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your jersey size is, man, I'm going to send it your way. And I remember you said something similar last year too. So and you don't wear player jersey, so I got you another hoodie or something. You know what I'm saying?
I got me a Zeke jersey and Zeke done left. I'm pissed off and I'm mad.
Yeah. So even if we win 7, look, I'm marking this down. Today is October the 10th. You know what I'm saying? So you saying 8, the next 8 game we're gonna go on an 8-game winning spree, and I'll give you 1 game just out of technicalities. You know what I'm saying? If it's 7 out of the 8, then I still got something for you, man. Appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
No doubt, man. That's my guy, 100 grand. And speaking of that, I got Trey right here, and she's live, and then we had DMV and then Charles in charge. Trey, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Hey.
What's good?
Can you hear me? Because I got you on my YouTube on my computer, and then I got you on my phone on Facebook, so I didn't want it to echo.
I don't hear no echoes, so however you got it.
Oh, okay.
MacGyver ain't got nothing on you. Go ahead.
So I was looking at the game also, going back over something. And like everybody was saying, how we just go back and forth with, they were doing, first they, was man-on-man coverage, right?
Right.
And then I'm wondering why, if they doing man-to-man, we all doing. We doing the same thing. But you got this one guy sitting out there by himself. Like, he just out there just waiting to attack anybody. Like Carson normally does in the last games that we've been playing. He all over the field. This guy just sitting back here by himself the whole time. Like, every time they got on the field, this guy is right back here by himself. Like, why ain't nobody eyeballing him? Because now by the time, they didn't block the guys from getting to that. But by the time, this guy get loose, the people who attack, they can go on somewhere else because here come this guy out of nowhere.
Right.
Who's on him? Number 11, I think, was that Warner or was that, he was just out there by himself. Every time they got on the field, this boy is right there and he's able to either get to that. He done ran all the way around on the backside.
Number 11.
Dak threw the ball to Tony Pollard. And he right there. But he was just, you see what I'm trying to say? Like, why ain't nobody eyeballing him? Like, and he constantly doing it. Like, he's doing it over and over and over. And nobody's, Dan Quinn ain't trying to adjust. Ain't trying to.
You talking about Fred Warner, right? 54.
Warner.
Yeah.
Always out there by himself, like, okay, do you not see him?
Well, what happened to Trey is you sent a damn good linebacker that got hooked to flat responsibilities and playing with field leverage. There's a field side and there's a boundary side, right? So 9 times out of 10, when you are the middle linebacker, your adjustments is to sniff out the tendencies of a team, right? Most teams like to run sweeps, screen plays to the field side because that's more space, right? So as a linebacker, you're going to shade the short side of the field, and then you will also angle your other guys to rotate the defensive front, to rotate or to slant to the field side, right? They give you leverage so that if you see a play formulated on the field side, then you bust hell to go through there, but your front got to take on the front blockers. So as Brian Baldinger says, slow until you know. Well, Fred Warner already knew that based off of the formation and film study that the Cowboys like to have a tendency to throw the ball 7 to 10 yards on a certain step count. So when he sees that formulation going, he's already there. So it seems as if though he's playing mind trickery. Fred Warner is an athletic Sean Lee, a more athletic Sean Lee. So that's why he was sniffing out the edges, whatever play that we had to flat and try to get in rhythm of, he exploded that. And my guy, Dre Greenlaw, he have cut back responsibility. So even if they play to the front side and cut back to the outside, he is there to greet you there, and he's going to blow through whatever. So that's why it appears that, like, shoot, it was more than one of them out there because of the excellent play of Fred Warner. Now, here's my thoughts. Trey. Here's my thoughts on it. And I thought it was a little echo, but that's your TV there.
Yeah.
We got a guy that I don't know if he's more cerebral than Fred Warner, but for damn sure he's quicker, faster, and stronger, and his name is Micah Parsons.
Right.
He's not playing Mike. He's playing on the edge. I think that if looking back, if Parsons were to just play Mike linebacker, and this was his third year going into the season as Mike linebacker, you would see shades of what Fred Warner doing, but even better from Micah Parsons. But Micah Parsons is fixated on playing down at the LOS and being an edge rusher, which he's damn good at that, right? But his limitations is when you playing against someone with the massive size and foot quickness and hipness and all of that great stuff that Trent Williams brought to the table, you're not winning that battle, right? Because of the size and strength.
So that's why I got to that point. Like, why didn't Dan Quinn execute that? Like, you see what Warner is doing.
Right.
Do the same thing he's doing. What are we doing here? Like when Dak threw that bomb and gave it to Turpin. Okay, Dak, why you couldn't do it again?
Oh, do it again.
Curtis was doing it. Curtis did the same thing over and over and over. That's why that man got 4 touchdowns, because he did the same thing. Like, what is that's my only problem. Like, Cowboys, y'all saw this. Like, I'm sitting at home. I don't play football. Never have played it. But I do know a little bit about it. Yeah. I could have made the play that Dak could have made on that field, because even though they was playing physical, baby, it's still chess. Yeah. Stay on your man. Too many people was trying to be other things than what they were supposed to be on that field that night. Yeah. You trying to be a linebacker when you're a DB. You trying to be a DB when you see what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's, before I let you go, that is the cute part of Dan Quinn's system. I said, I'm wrong. I'm going to admit that I'm wrong here. I said the only kryptonite to his defense is a running quarterback. Well, that's bullshit now, because what the Niners does is they will give you the same matchup and lookups on defense, but they doing it with a linebacker. Dre Greenlaw is not a safety playing a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He's a freaking linebacker playing a linebacker, right? Fred Warner is not an inspired defensive edge guy playing linebacker. He is a linebacker playing linebacker. The difference is with our team, we got J-Rock, who is a safety playing linebacker, and we got an edge rusher. We got an edge rusher who's a linebacker inspired to play edge rusher. You see what I'm saying? And we can move him around, but when you move him around, it compromises things, because Fred Warner's not getting snaps on the edge. He is going in week to week doing linebacker stuff. He's an LBU guy, linebacker universe mindset. You know what I'm saying? So he's not trying to be an edge rusher. His identity is, I'm going to be the man in the middle of the field calling out stuff and sniffing out stuff. I'm going to beat you to the point of the contact. He may not be a 4-3 guy. I think Fred wanted like a 4-5, 4-6 guy. But damn it, it looks like he's a 4-3 guy because that's what he do. He's a linebacker. His processing system is already faster than most people out there because that's all he studies.
We just got to be physical enough. We're not physical enough. I mean, because like I said, just like we can run rings around people, just like the 49ers did.
Right.
We just did not play physical enough. How dare you let somebody run up on you like that? Run up on them? What you mean?
No,
we professional players. It ain't got nothing to do about who being smart and who's the fastest and who. We are professionals. Get up. Did you see the game last night? Did you see Green Bay and the Raiders last night?
Yeah.
Look how the Raiders came alive out of nowhere. Like, really? Who expected them to play like that last night? Come on now. This football. Let's go. It's time to go. You say you want to go to the Super Bowl? Let's go.
No doubt.
But you ain't getting there playing like you were playing against some folks. We better than that, and we going to be better, y'all. The star going to always be up, baby. Thank you, Law, for being who you are and doing what you do, y'all. And we going to win this. We going on through, y'all. I promise we are. It's going to get better.
Going to get better.
How about them Cowboys?
That's Trey right there, man. I love it. Here's my thoughts on this once again, And somebody mentioned, we got Bell, a safety who's playing linebacker. The scheme fits when you playing it. Look, damn, you know what I just figured out? It just hit me. The scheme works when you playing against a team who's not going to try to embrace you physically. You know what I'm saying? The team scheme fits when you are up by 7 or up by 10. If we were to, like, the whole complexity of the game could have changed if we received the ball first and we scored 7 to the Niners 0, right? And now Bell, he don't have to ask to be this thumping type of linebacker that's down inside to stop the run on a consistent basis. Somebody pointed that out too. Like Bell, in his natural form, he's a safety, but he's playing linebacker, right? So that is just what it is. So, and I get it, right? Ants can't tell bees how to make honey. But at the end of the day, we can look back at this thing and say, all right, how much physicality do you need? Well, from a mindset, you could be mentally physical, or on the field, you could be mentally physical. But size is size. I hate to say this, though, but the latest can confirm. Size matter. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what it is. The size of the player, when it's time for those boys to be banged down inside and to get off of blocks and shed and get upfield, it eventually, if you the little man, then you're going to get pushed out the way. You're going to get knocked out the way. You're going to stop. You're going to try to take some shortcuts to get around it when you supposed to blow through it. Pause to all of that, what I just said. But it's just what it is, man. So it may not show up against teams that's not dedicated to run, to open up the pass. But when you playing a team that's going to bring the physicality, bring the hard hat to the table, and your linebackers are Bell, LVE, and Clark, and then Clark only get a spoonful of reps, and then they go into base sub packages, whereas it's just LVE and Curse out there, you're going to get knocked around. So you're going to need some more size into that mix, right? And someone said, yeah, Curse is another one that's soft. I don't think Curse is soft. But he's a safety playing linebacker in this big nickel packages, which over a period of time, the law, and this is a real word, law of diminishing rates of return will be bestowed upon you. And that's why you get the undisciplined moves, right? So as a smaller person, you're going to try to get the jump on the player, right? You're trying to beat the whistle. That means that you're trying to get a competitive edge. Meaning that you're so focused on, I'm quicker, I'm faster than said the opposition. So I'm going to have to get a jump on the ball. A la, offsides. A la offsides, encroachment, all of that stuff. So, yeah, Marcus B. Curse is not the problem. I don't want people to think that I'm out on Curse. I got DMV Dan Charles in charge. My bad. So this is the order. 240 DMV George, you live on the Nation. Let me know where I was wrong on my assessment with that. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, La? I don't think you're wrong. I think Dan Quinn, I guess he had like a dream about Buda Baker before he got hired and like wanted to turn every safety on our team into him.
Right.
It seems like I'm watching the film right now, and it just seems like I'm seeing plays where we're getting blown off the ball, especially when their backup running back came in.
Mhm.
That Marquise Bell is our Mike linebacker, and we're getting pushed back by 7 yards, and then we're getting double teamed on Mozzie, and then we're getting Hankins getting blown out the play because of the way that they're washing them out, and it's like it leaves Marquise Bell to make a one-on-one tackle. Not even a one-on-one tackle. It's a guard coming out the gap with a running back behind him, and Marquise Bell is left to take care of both of them.
Yeah.
So, and I think we do need another linebacker. I'm not opposed to going back to get Jalen Smith or trade for another linebacker. We need 2 linebackers.
Two.
Because I don't think I like Leighton Vander Esch on the line also. So I don't they like to play with him freely, like they play with Micah. So even when he is allowed to come back, I feel like he should be able to move freely. So I think we need 2 true linebackers. And
here's my thought, DMV on LVE. I think he's a great coverage linebacker. I don't think that he's a guy that's going to be able to come downfield and be a good run support linebacker.
I don't think he's a great coverage linebacker because he don't have recognition, especially in zone. Because this is not his own team. Going into the season, Dan Quinn didn't want to be at this position. He didn't want to have to play zone against that team.
What?
He doesn't want to play zone against anybody.
Mhm.
We don't press. The first 2 games, you could clearly see we press everyone with Trayvon Diggs and
Right.
Stephon Gilmore. I don't care. They had a 4-3 guy in with what's his face that plays for the Giants, Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah.
A 4-3 guy. They're pressing him with Stephon Gilmore, who's almost 32, 33 years old.
Yep.
We know for a fact he's faster than him, but we are comfortable in press. So we need to find a replacement press man corner if they don't trust Deron Bland pressing on the outside. Because we played the 49ers ate up our zone, and I feel like that's the main difference between last year's playoff game and this game. Our zone got completely ate up. We're not a good zone defense at all. And that's where you see where Marquise Bell gets turned around and covers on George Kittle on the first touchdown. He looks lost in zone because I guess we're just not a zone team.
Right.
I guess it's more nuanced than just saying that we're not a zone team and we can't run it. But that's all I can give you right now is that we're not a zone team. We didn't plan to play zone this year. We plan to play man on everybody. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so cover 3 man, right? And whether it be
cover 3 match, yeah.
The cover 3 match man or loose man, those type of things where you do with your outside DBs where it presumed to be zone, but it's man. I get exactly what you're saying. So teams, if we this is what I'm seeing here. We have such a big drop off in our slot inside guy, right? Like if there were any weakness to the 49ers defense, they have a terrible slot corner, right? Oliver, he's not that good. But everybody else flies to the ball, rally, and chase. That's the only weakness. Everybody else going to match you, because of the way, the style and caliber of defense that they have. But if you look at our team, we have weaknesses at linebacker and at the slot, because of the fact that we missing Bland at that. Bland was a sub 4-3, 4-4 guy that can bang with you a little bit down inside as the nickel corner, right? Or slot corner. And Diggs allowed you to play more freely, right? And have that extra man in the box. So by us not having that now, we seeing some of the woes with that. So that's why I say to save the season, to save it, pull the trigger on Patrick Surtain. Whatever they're asking for, throw it at him. He's still under rookie's contract. You put him at that outside corner. You move Bland back inside. You tell Hooker, hey man, we know you've been giving up some things underneath, but this is what we need for you to do now. Roll coverage, Gilly way, and everything else will be a little bit better marginally. And then whatever we do, the next move will be is to get another linebacker, a Roman linebacker that can go hook the flat, that can come down and field on run support. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for sure. I think I agree with you, and I feel like we definitely need two more linebackers in the corner, but specifically zone linebackers and run defending corners. Run defending linebackers that are heavier and that can fill those gaps. But it's gonna be a hard midseason adjustment unless we're actually finding like players that are kind of familiar with our scheme, because it's gonna be like we're not gonna get that cohesiveness and play recognition that we want from our linebackers. To be honest, like it's not gonna happen overnight. But I hope we can make these moves over the bye week. And I just got two more quick points before I get out here. I'm gonna talk about people saying like Dak. You were talking about earlier how when Dak is people were saying like he's nervous or like they saying like that is something off with him. And I feel like he's going into these games knowing that he's unprepared for what they're bringing him. We came up with the same game plan for the past 2 times we played the 49ers, and he knows we're out schemed by them. I feel like if you go into somewhere and you're about to lose a fight because of how you haven't prepared the right way, or you're not prepared the right way by your coaches, I feel like it's going to change your demeanor. I feel like what Mike McCarthy's doing is coaching malpractice. If you look at the scheme difference on both sides, like I'm a USC fan. I'm used to if I had it my way, we're motioning every play. We're running more man beaters besides mesh, because mesh is the only man beater we like to run.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way they think you can get open against man. And Fred Warner Fred Warner knows this too. He's just bumping CeeDee Lamb at the mesh point. He's taking both of those routes away and then getting to the quarterback.
Right.
Like, we can't. That's like we have to find more concepts versus man. And I hope Brian Schottenheimer gets in there. And I don't think he's an upgrade either, because he's not like a new age coach either. But he has a plan with his. I've seen him be more successful against these new age defenses than Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy believes that you is set.
But you do know that this right here, Schottenheimer is in Boss Cowboy and the OC. They were right about his style and caliber of play, as far as what he liked to do. This would have been a heavy run game, and they had big burly backs right through that time, and they did the great job, man. All off season, they was yelling out, "Hey, these are things that's concerning," right? And some of us were like, "Nah," you know what I'm saying? And I remember the final word of me going back and forth about would you rather have Tony Pollard or whatever cast of characters like Chris Carson's and all of those boys that the Seattle Seahawks had. You remember? Do you remember that conversation?
I kind of
vaguely, because Boss did a nice little piece on it. I want people to go back and look at it, and it was about the approach of running with bigger backs, right, and then throwing in the aspect of making Russell Wilson throw the open pass by off of what the sweat equity, what the backs did, right, and what we're seeing now is we don't see none of those concepts. We are literally seeing the playbook of Mike McCarthy, what he did in Green Bay, when, he was calling the plays. Exactly. So it's a situation here, man.
There's no element of using motion to identify coverages or using motion to get your man open versus man coverage. Also, I believe Michael Gallup, I'm not the person to just fire everybody.
Yeah.
I believe, cause I don't even think we should get rid of Dak this year or next year. I mean, I believe he's a talented quarterback. I've seen him throw, like you said, we see him throw 37 touchdowns. And he was most productive when we have his motion this high, and we're running a new age offense. And I guess back in like 2019, 2021, 2020 before he got hurt. But I think we need to get rid of Michael Gallup. I feel like they're like it's been too long. He's not creating separation. If you go watch the film, that's probably the film. They're leaving him on the solo side, towards the boundary. He's the X receiver, and I mean that style of play just is already dinosaur. Just keeping your receiver in one spot the whole game.
Yeah.
But like people don't do that anymore. But I guess if he's your X, I mean, he's not creating the separation. These reads that we're seeing from the pick that Fred Warner caught off the bounce, that was locked up coverage. We've seen that a few games ago when he caught something like that, but it's still no separation like on a slant that is just bagged up. And I feel like we need to find a way to trade him and get some some more speed and incorporate new things. And I hope I pray that like during this bye week coming up that we could do something about play calling or philosophy change slightly. Not throwing the whole playbook out, even though I would like that, but we can't do that right now. We're too deep in. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. It's DMV George. He's on the position to trade Gallup. What you're gonna have to do is, what game did Gallup showed up in? Was it? It was against the Patriots game, or was it the Cards game? I forgot what game that he was showing us some things. You're going to have to, if you're going to try to get anything, recoup anything from Gallup, you're going to have to wait till after he had like one of those good games, and then you can start lobbying to trade him away. But at this point, you got a guy that you drafted in the 3rd round, right? His name is Jalen Tolbert. So if they are close, then you play the younger guy. I'm not saying that Jalen Tolbert is better than Gallup, by the way. But if somebody's gonna F it up, man, then let the younger guy F it up, And that's my whole thought track on my guy Mozzie. Just throw him out there, shoot, quality reps, man. Bang up against those bigger boys. So it was the Cardinals game that he had a good game. Okay, so hey, the biggest trade value you can get is after these boys had a good game. If you want to escape anything, you want to be able to have some good tape. It's hard to trade a guy after he had like, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So Gallup in a pick for Devontae Adams. Yeah, Gallup was bullied. Yeah, I mean, Ward, was that ball catchable? You can make arguments that it could have been catchable, but Ward covered that man like a blanket on that outside throw. And Dak going to Gallup opposed to going to CeeDee Lamb on that interception, the ball bounced off his hands or what have you, or Lenore just got the best of him. Hey man, All right, y'all. Let's go to my guy Charles in charge from the 346. You in the mix, and then we have Will, and then we have Brandon Ross. Those are the next 3. Talk to me.
Man, I had to turn it off after that last touchdown by San Fran. I couldn't watch the rest of the game. Kind of just didn't listen to anybody yesterday. Getting back into the fold of things now. A beat down like this, 42-10, where we got beat in all 3 phases. Every coach was beat out by San Fran's coach Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn of all people got taken to school by Mike Shanahan. That was hard to see. Now a loss like this can either unite a team or it can break a team.
True.
And I guess we'll see what happens Monday night at Chargers. If we could pull that game out at the Chargers Monday night, then go into the bye week, that'd be a perfect time for the bye week.
Yeah.
Coming off of, a bad loss, and then bouncing back with a big win on the road, then go into the bye week, try to get as healthy as we can. Keep me updated. I know LVE and Turpin out 4 to 6 weeks, right?
4 to 6 weeks, yeah. LV is out 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm always with the mindset when they say 4 to 6, I'm thinking 7 to 8. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a recovery time for you to get back on the field, and I want him to be fully healthy before you throw him out there. So I'm looking at the 7 to 8 week marker for not Michael Gallup, but for LVE to be back out there on the field. Now here's the thing: if all of a sudden his linebacker flow is good, then you just keep him out. But if he comes back, if we need him, then we bring him in.
And then Deron Bland going to the locker room and whatnot. Is Deron Bland and Jordan Lewis, are they in good shape?
Both guys are pretty good,
Okay, that's super important. Because if they were to miss this next game, that'd be really bad. I would like to see one in-season trade. It'd be worth it. Give a first, a second, and a Sean Wright for Surtain Jr. Because after Thursday night, Denver's going to be 1-5. They're going to Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sean Payton's going to blow it up, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have a fire sale just like Miami did 2019. What I mean? And he's a young corner in his 3rd year, and it could help us get our defense back to kind of where it was. when we had 7 on the other side. I know Blaine's really good, but since he's, gotten hurt, defense has been different.
Yeah.
It just has, even with Blaine's good play. But everything will tell the tale this Monday night. If we look good Monday night and can beat the Chargers, there's hope for the season, because all you gotta do is get in the tournament, anything can happen.
True. Get into the tournament, man, and that'll be the first time since the '90s that us going 3 years in a row to the playoffs, man.
3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny yesterday how you said that we might need somebody else to knock out San Fran in the playoffs.
Man.
Because in '95, Green Bay did us that favor. Because during the season, San Fran waxed us during that season, regular season game.
I forgot about that. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
What was their score, man? What was their score during the regular season, man?
It was like 38-17, something like that.
Yeah, they had our number that year. Yeah.
And I was worried about playing San Fran in the '95 playoffs. And I saw Green Bay beat them in the second round. I was like, all right, we can take Green Bay.
Yeah. And you know what? That's been the if you listen to Michael Irvin on Instagram, that's been his calling card for the 2 years. He said some teams you just don't match up well against, and San Fran is that team. He said it in 2021, he said it in 2022, and he said it in 2023. Some teams, ladies and gentlemen, you just don't match up well. And right now, the Eagles, I hear y'all talking all of that mad cash money like they've been owning us, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the case nor the scenario. And the Eagles been taking credit for what the 49ers been doing against us. They still got to face us. Eagles, y'all still got to play us now. Don't be acting like they talking all that type of money like we gonna do the Cowboys the same way. Like, nah, dog, it ain't finna happen that way.
Yeah, twice.
Right.
It's twice.
Yeah, twice. Different talk.
But just how we beat them last season, we're going to beat them through the air. Mike McCarthy's going to have to take the handcuffs off Dak and throw the ball against Philadelphia. Because we have a good 4 deep receiving board. In Philly, Mac Jones looked like Tom Brady, and we're going against that Philly secondary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we're gonna be the Eagles, it's gonna be on Dak's arm, chunking that rock and us getting pressure trying to stop Hurts. But so this Monday night will be a big game. If we can eke it out, I mean, there's still 12 games left to go.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you so much, Charles, man. Let people know where they can find and follow your content, bro.
I just moved to a new house, so I ain't cut a video in a minute. But Charles in Charge, Cowboys Sports Report, it'll be back up and running ASAP. I have great content, guys. Y'all enjoy it. I mean, I've been watching this team since '95. I know stats I should know. I got a Rolodex on my head. It's crazy. It's like when you love something, you absorb it like a sponge. You know what I'm saying, Law?
Yeah.
So, So, how about them Cowboys? And it ain't over yet, guys.
It ain't over with. Yes, indeed, man. That's Charles in Charge, man. The fat lady ain't singing yet, y'all. Y'all think the fat lady is already singing, Cantate Domino. She ain't singing yet, you know what I'm saying? She ain't singing at all. That fat lady is still laid up in the bed. You know what I'm saying? She haven't put her slippers on. She got the bonnet on. She got her slips on. She is in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. So the fat lady ain't finna sing yet. You know what I'm saying? So y'all think the fat lady already singing. It's not over with until the fat lady sing. Shout out to all of the fat ladies too, by the way. I don't mean to sully anybody. Will, man, from the 662, man. We love all the communities over here. Come on, man. You're live on the Nation, man. Brought to you by Prize Picks.
What's up, Live Nation?
Not much, man. Not much.
Hey, looked at the game again, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was a terrible play. That was a terrible play calling by Mike, man. The play call was terrible. Like, with St. Fran, you don't beat St. Fran running the ball, man. You got to spread them more than that. We got the receivers to beat the Niners second year. And it just was poor play calling, poor game management. Dak, he didn't play well. Don't get me wrong, the defense didn't play well.
Mm-hmm.
But the play calling, man, was awful that game. It was awful.
It was.
Very awful. You gotta CD. Ain't nobody in that secondary can match up with CD Lamb. They do not have a shutdown corner back there. I would have CCD the whole game. All of whatever his name was OCD.
Yeah.
Man, I would have toasted, man. Fred Warner. Now, that's why I say it was bad play calling because Warner, the past 2 games we played, say Fred, who been killing us? Not both of us. It's been Fred
Man,
Warner.
Fred Warner average a pick every time. Fred Warner gonna be one around. I know I'm Dak Prescott #1 wide receiver, man. That ain't Fred Warner. I wear number 54. I couldn't be mad at him if he do a video like that.
Fred Warner been killing. How you beat Fred, man? I would have had Brandon Cooks, man. You go get Fred Warner. Make him think. Have his ass running. I would have did some stop and goes to go run right at Fred Warner with Brandon Cooks to get him out the game. You got to get Fred Warner out the game because he's a big play. He's an impact guy. Matter of fact, to be honest, he's more of a big impact guy than Bosa. That's just my opinion because he can change the game.
He did. Every time you turn on tape, you saw how he carried the receiver downfield. You talking about Brandon? Yeah, man. Sure, he overthrew him, but man, he was there. You know what I'm saying? He got to get it over Fred's head. You know what I'm saying? And last time we played him, did you see how he carried CeeDee Lamb up the field? Fred, you remember that play? Sure. They blitzed Talano or whoever it was, and Fred was right there.
If that was anybody else, that would have been a touchdown. Later in the playoffs. But man, like I said, he's a game changer, man. We also need, like you said, go get Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
I believe, like I said, if Denver lose one more game, I think they're gonna have a fire sale. He's already been all over the net saying that they might trade a lot of players. You know? And if I was Dallas, man, if they got 13 available, hey, you want a first round pick, here you go. So you got to get that defense back where it was the first 2 games. I like Bland game, but Bland is more of a nickel guy.
I mean, he's missed. I like Bland. He can play outside, inside, but he's missed inside the middle. And then this will be a 2-for-1. Like if you get Patrick Surtain, then you already know that, hey, you give Gilmore his flowers at the end of the year, and then Trayvon Diggs, he'll start working rehab. He'll be ready by, preseason 1, you know what I'm saying, 2 around that time frame. And then we got to put our reservations a little bit on Diggs because you got to give him time, right, to come back fully from that situation. And it won't be a rush factor, right? And whoever we draft, I still would say in this draft, you draft interior offensive line guy, you know what I'm saying, and slide Tyler Smith to the outside, and you draft another linebacker, you draft a damn another cornerback somewhere in the first 100 picks or what have you, and then you get it rolling from there. That's what I would do, man, and if I'm the Cowboys GM. But keep going, bro. Keep going. Oh, and then of course, we probably need to I think the Cowboys are already in the pool of drafting a running back next year or free agent acquisition running back. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, with linebacker, man, I'm going to be honest, Law, I don't know what to do with linebacker, man, because it's not what players out there that we can get that can make that position better. Like, and it's not no Lamonte Davis in Tampa Bay. They winning. I don't think they're going to trade him. Like, I don't know what Jalen Smith would bring him back. I don't know what to do with linebacker. I really don't.
I like Jalen Smith in run support, but I don't like him in coverage. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's I don't know, bro.
They really messed up bad, man.
Overshawn is the unknown. You know what I'm saying? We can say that, hey, he'd probably be better, but we just don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? He could have been one of those guys that look good in preseason, a la Deuce Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I can't put a pen to it.
And man, like I said, man, this Chargers game is gonna tell a lot about the season. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
We go out there and bounce back. I think we'll be all right. But if we go out there and lay another egg, the bye week, they gonna make some changes, man. They gonna make some changes. But like I said, I think the season should be okay. But we just gotta go out here Monday, and I'm gonna be honest, tell you something too. We can't get too far behind Philly either, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, already up 2 games, so next Monday kind of a must win because we don't want to be 3 games behind them, you know.
Who Philly play this week?
They play the Jets. So we don't want to get too far.
That should be a dub for Philly, but that should be also a kind of, is it at Philly or is it at the Jets?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough game for them because
Yeah.
Jets defense, I think they come to Philly offense
A little bit, yeah.
But Jets don't have no offense.
Yeah, no offense. It's going to be Philly going to play that team, and it's going to look like this is how I look at it. They're going to play that team. It's going to look like the Buccaneers tape, or it's going to look like the Rams tape, whereas it's a close game. You know, we're going to think that Philly going to lose, and they're going to pull it off at the end because what Philly does, their overall team is massive, man. Just as soon as you think that, hey, is it Hurts that's going to win you the game? You know what I'm saying? And then if he's having a horrid game, then all of a sudden the defense step up. Somebody make a play, it's a fumble, it's a takeaway. So, or is it Swift that's just ripping through some stuff, getting a 20 to 30-yard gain. So the difference is when I seen like games that the Philly may have had an aha moment, somebody steps up. They don't have like crazy meltdowns of giving up runs or giving up the 20 yards or more plays down the field. Or it's a situation where even if they throw an interception, right, their team rallies and force a safety, or their team rallies and force another turnover back and give the ball back to the offense. Or if it's 3rd and 2, or if it's 3rd and short, you know, they do the tush push or the brotherly shove. So they supposed to win games like that. You can't take that away from them. They 5-0. And if they continue to win games like this, it builds confidence. And the best thing that anybody can have playing this game is confidence, especially for your DBs and your edge rushers and interior play. So on every level, it gives them a little bit more confidence, right?
Yep.
That's my objective analysis of Philly, right? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Hey, Law, y'all, I got a YouTube channel, Will Sports Topic. If you can, like I said, go look at it, go support the channel, man. It's just a new channel. Been up for like a month now. So.
But for a month, man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, would you talk Cowboys or all sports? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I talk Cowboys, basically. Right now, all the videos is about the Cowboys. So, yeah, it's a Cowboy channel.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Will Sports Topics, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Happy Mississippi, brother. I stay right here in Texas, Dallas area. So I'm from Mississippi, like I said.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, I'll support you, man. Just post it in the chat area, man, so I can go and Mars let it go through, and that way I can go hit that button and I'll subscribe to it, bro. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
I always love it, man. Good job, man. I tell people all the time, it's never too late to start your YouTube channel, and before you know it, he can be at 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 subscribers, man. And with a name like Will, you know, we had another guy named Will, you know, Skywalker Steel, you know, Will Steel, you know. So he could be the next Will Steel, you know what I'm saying? Just never know. I got 2 more callers, man. Appreciate y'all for hanging in and holding up. And I got, as long as the ELGSEL got that brotherly love push, they're winning. Yes, indeed, Bertie. What they say right here?
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. ELGSEL.
Hey, man. Right now, we can laugh at that lady right there, but shoot, she was right, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, there you go right there. Hold on. Let me see if I can find you on this thing so I can subscribe to your channel. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Will Sports Topic. Go to channel. I got you, bro. I'm subscribed to your channel now, man. I'm subscribed to you, bro. So I'll check out your content. Salute to Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah, JB2, you saw that response brought to you by Debo. Yeah, he responded. All right, I got Brandon Ross from the 815. You're live on The Nation. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Lon? Can you hear me?
Hey, man, I can hear you, man. You loud and clear.
So I want to say something about the linebacker thing. We could have had a great linebacker. But he's in Baltimore. They playing middle linebacker, playing extremely well right now. We could have had him, I believe, last year last year. So we could not only we would not be talking. We wouldn't even be playing around like the defense may be the issue if he was on the team because. Like I think what Trey was trying to say is when you got a demon playing linebacker, two demons playing linebacker, you seen that Sunday night.
Yeah.
You seen how that looked.
Yeah.
Michael Gallup. A quick question to you, Law. Yes, no. Do you think that was a bad sign?
For
Michael Gallup.
Yeah. For the whole aspect of. Remember, they was talking about the money and everything, and they was looking down the line, and they were saying, well, Amari Cooper's getting X, Y, Z, and they technically picked it Gallup over Cooper, you know what I'm saying? Because they wanted to give this team the races to C.D. Lamb. They wanted him to grow. So technically, yeah.
If I'm a Dak fan, you guys should be that's what you should be upset about. Like that right there. They chose Amari Cooper over they chose Michael Gallup over Amari, and Michael Gallup isn't even close to Amari Cooper. And if Amari Cooper was on his team, he still would be the number one receiver. That's just a fact. I also think this is a long season. This is not the end. Although this was a measuring stick, it is what it is. We still in the fight. We still have to keep fighting. We got to stick to the formula, Law, and I do think we need to go look around for a running back. We just got to stick to the formula. We got to run the ball and play defense.
Right.
That's all.
Hey, Brandon. So what you're saying is basically, we get a better wide receiver. We get a better run game, they're going to make better Dak Prescott, right? You know what I'm saying? If you want it's going to make hey, wait a minute now. I know you want to go there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. We just trying to make it better for Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Right.
I agree with you because C.D. Lamb needs somebody opposite him. Like, I know we think the world of C.D., but CD hasn't ascended to that level where he can even be double teamed yet. So he still needs somebody beside, like on the other side of him that can do something. Like Brandon Cooks, I'm not even sure we don't want to run that type of offense that's suited for him. You guys have accepted that, but now it's a problem. I told y'all in the offseason, I told y'all even during the season, but I'm not even gonna get on it. But we either need to go get a linebacker or a receiver for a trade, and I would not trade a first round or a second round pick to do it. That's just me.
You wouldn't trade a first round pick to get Patrick Surtain?
Yes, I would, but Law, you're gonna have to pay him. You cannot pay Law. I for sure right now I would take that. But who you not going? You telling long as you know we're not signing somebody. CD, it's gonna be two of our. We're gonna have two players. We're not gonna sign. If you're gonna give up a first round pick for such hand, you're gonna have to re-sign him. I'm just gonna say that because maybe that's too far for some people thinking. I would love to get past Surtain, but you're gonna have to pay him if you give up a first round pick. That's a fact.
I mean, that's what the Ravens had to do, right? You know, they had to give up something.
I think we should do it, Law, but I don't even think we in that business anymore. We don't even do that no more. Like, let's keep it real. We could have had the linebacker that's in Baltimore, guys. Go look him up if you don't know who I'm talking about. This dude is an all-pro. We could have had him. What did we do, Law?
Hey, man, you know, We like our guys. So, man, I don't know, man. At this point, man, we're reaching for straws right here and see what we can get, see how many straws we can put together to make a broom. But right now, I can say this, bro. Like you said, it's a long season. I'm not out on Brandon Cooks yet. It's just been 5 games, and he only played 4 out of the 5 games, right? So, and then one of the games, does it sound like, me giving him a little grace, because one of the games he came back on, we said, hey, give him a little time from that knee. So this is a long rest right here, week 6 on Monday night, another primetime game. Let's see if we can see something from Brandon Cooks, and let's see if we can see, before we, throw the baby out with the bathwater on Michael Gallup, let's see if he can bring us something from that perspective. And if not, then there should be, hey, you drafted a guy in the 3rd round, let's give him some PT, and that should be Jalen Tolbert, right? So we'll see down the line how all of this works. What'd you say?
But before I go, you do agree it's something to keep an eye on, like it's starting to become obvious.
What's that?
At the wide receiver position.
I mean, yeah, it's becoming an obvious deal there that we haven't seen the wide receiver. Now the conundrum will be, is it because of the quarterback, or is the wide receiver, right? Or is it because of the play calling, or is it because of the quarterback? So those things is going to continue to cycle itself.
We're not doing play calling. We did that last year. We're not doing it. We did that last year. Remember, we did that last year. I'm trying to give that.
Wait a minute. I know, but let me say this: can 2 things be true?
Yeah, you're right.
2 things can be true, man. So, hey, we can't say the play call have been spectacular, from this last game. We can't say that. We can't say, woo, that was a good play, man. Hey, can you run that one again? Outside of the call from Trey. Trey said that was a good call. That was a good call.
Okay.
Remember, Trey? She did say it was a good call, though, right?
She said that.
Yeah. So we wasn't using Turpin last year. Turpin got like 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, something like that. We using them now.
Oh, Lord, y'all. See, I didn't want to go. I'm trying to go, but you forcing me to say this stuff.
Wait a minute.
Y'all didn't want it. Y'all said y'all don't want the number 1 offense. Y'all wanted situational football. That's what y'all wanted.
Yeah, we wanted. I'm just I love pissing you off a little bit. But appreciate you, man.
You could, y'all, I begged in the offseason, stop putting it out on Kellen Moore. Y'all did that. But I'm not even going to focus on that. I just think receivers starting to be a slight issue. We don't really have a tight end if we keeping it real. Although Dak missed a 6'5" guy, we don't really have a go-to tight end.
No doubt, man. Hey, that I will agree on. I think that we went ultra young at tight end, and it's showing. So I appreciate it. We could have still went and got a veteran guy. Just because you got rid of Schultz doesn't mean that all veteran guys were gone, right? Or at loss.
We like our guys, and it's a long season. Right now, that's all I have.
Appreciate you, man. Good call from him, man. And here's what we were saying. I'm on record. I'm glad I'm on record. I didn't say all was bad with Kellen Moore. Some was bad. And situation was bad, right? Keep in mind, all trick plays are not bad plays. The Niners tricked us on one play. Y'all remember that razzle-dazzle play? It was like a flicker, whatever, double reverse type of stuff. Kittles was wide open. So some of that stuff good. I seen a razzle-dazzle play even from the Chargers 2 weeks ago, I believe, when they won a game from there. So what we were saying is not all trick plays were terrible. It was just when we called them. And on top of that, I believe crayons were mentioned. Yeah, he was drawing up plays with crayons. You know what I'm saying? Hey, not like the Chargers are undefeated. They could be. Look, put it like this. Mark my words. They could have been undefeated this year. The games that lost, I believe, came down to coaching decisions on how they throw that ball in there. You know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, they lost 2 games due to the play calling. Yes, indeed. Rico says picked it up from Detroit. Yeah. Last caller, but not least, I appreciate y'all so much, man, for hanging with me. I got the 469. Spit your mind. Talk to me.
Hey, Law, how you doing?
Hey, all is well, bro. All is well.
I just got a couple quick points I want to make and give you my perspective on kind of what our issue is right here. So first off, this is the NFL, right?
Yep. Not for long.
To be a starting quarterback in the NFL, you're more talented by far than a whole big group of people. So the difference between a starting quarterback on our team and any other team is marginal. You're trading one little bit of a percentage of an ability better for something else on a different team.
Yeah.
So Dak is plenty good. Dak is fine. He's not the problem. You'd be trading for something else that could potentially be a problem in a different way for a different reason.
Yeah. True.
On defense, our defense, anytime you have a defense out on the field like that for that long, they're eventually going to break down. Quinn's defense is built for, stopping big momentum plays with quick reactions and disrupting. It's a sword. It's not a hammer.
Sword, not a hammer. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, our defense our offense hasn't had the ability to be on the field long enough to execute plays over the first 5 games to develop anything. We've got unknowns at tight end. We've got unknowns in our wide receiver.
Running back room.
The same wide receivers out on the field.
Can you say the running back room too?
The running back room too. We got Gallup and Cook. They're the same guy essentially. We're just not able to utilize them the way we need to utilize them. So we need to pick one, keep that guy out there on the field across from Lamb, and then see what we can do with our tight end. And if you watch the film, Dak is comfortable playing a certain style of football. He's comfortable with planned movement, rolling out of the pocket, finding his guy, and throwing it down the field. When he's sitting back there just getting attacked, having to stand and plant, it makes him uncomfortable.
Right.
So we have to play to his style. And right now we're playing very, very vanilla because we haven't had enough time out on the field in games where we can sit and execute well enough to build ourselves up and make a plan of attack that we can prolong. And that's going to happen. We're going to beat Jacksonville. It'll be a close game.
Chargers, play Chargers.
34-27, something like that is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We'll fight it out. We'll find our way, and it'll be okay. It's a long season. But also, touching on Micah Parsons, excellent kid, excellent player, excellent person.
Yeah.
They need to move him back to middle linebacker in the meantime so we can mitigate some of this damage. Our defensive line is good enough. We still have a guy whose name is Lawrence on the line.
Right.
We can rotate our depth there while we try to figure out how to bolster and reinforce this long term.
Yeah.
I would love Patrick Stan.
Yeah.
How would we pull that off?
Do
they even want to pull that off? Right?
They are right now ranked the 31st defense in the National Football League. Even Justin Simmons not playing up to snuff, right? So Surtain is their only calling card, and if the way they're going, you have to sell it to them and be like, hey, if y'all at this pace and y'all continue to lose, don't they will have good draft pick. They'll be able to do what the quote unquote Eagles did, be able to double dip in the first round for the 2024 season. You know what I'm saying? So they can literally be at the Caleb Williams sweepstake if they do have the first round draft pick, right? And then to double back to also, go and get another running back or to go in this first round draft to get a tackle or guard or another guy on defense, they can actually win off of that trade. But you just got to sell it to them, And I know the Cowboys are cocky because they believe whoever, make the first phone call lose the leverage, right? So they're going to want, the Broncos to call them, So it's a situation, a scenario that, the Cowboys, if they really want it, they will have to pick up the phone call. They have to make the call. But there's no sense. That's the only impediment to the Cowboys. There's no sense of urgency here because Jerry's not at no threat of losing his job. Stephen Jones at no threat of losing his job. And we didn't lose a game at home since last year. It was 2021, the last time the Cowboys lost a game at home, or 2022, something like that. So they ain't really worried about fandoms not showing up to games and these sorts of things. So we are at the mercy of the Jones family wanting this to change, and 9 times out of 10 they love their guys.
Right, because they made that decision. But it's a worthy transaction for them.
It's
there
worthy,
are veterans and things on our team that we cannot pay down the road to lock someone like that down. I always trust in a player that's already available in the league and is proven over even a high draft pick, because you're still rolling the dice.
Yeah, you're still rolling the dice. Yeah,
you have to inspect what you expect. And that's something this team needs to do all across the board right now.
True.
It's going to be all right.
True. Hey, man, you got some great points. What's your name again, bro? What's your name? I ain't save you in here from the last time. What's your name?
My name's Mike. I'm from right here in Wiley, Texas.
Wiley, Texas, man. Let me put, hold on. Give me one time. I'm going to put Cowboys Mike, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much,
No
Mike.
problem.
Good call from.
Have a good day.
Yes, indeed. Good call from.
Goodbye.
Good call from everyone, man. I thank y'all for calling in. Only have one rebuttal. I should have said it while he was on the phone. I didn't think about it until now. Players been on the field enough, and we seen, the residual or the negative connotations of that. The only pushback would be in that Cardinals game, we won the time of possession there, and the defense still looked porous, right? So we would need more information to see how this defense look if they are out there on the field longer, right? So I don't know which defense was worse, Cards against the Cards or against the Niners, Which defense looked worse? Y'all let me know. And that's when we won the time of possession in that game, and the defense was still terrible, right? I think it was more demoralizing with the Cards, though. Those big runs and those big passes and explosive passes and things like that. I think you kind of expected a little bit more against the 49ers, you know what I'm saying? Because they are the number 2 offense in the National Football League, right? Niners. Okay, see, Niners, right? So, I mean, letting the tight end score 3 tubs is insane. Yes, James Brown, not the singer. Appreciate you. Against the Cards. If I had an option, I don't like losing at all. Y'all know I don't like losing. But if I had an option to how you lose, if you had to pick a choice, like multiple choices, give me the 49ers loss over the Cards. I think the Cards, they ran at will, man. And then we self-sabotage ourselves, too, on some of those big explosive plays, right? So we both losses is a big L. It goes down in the sheet, regardless whether or not you lose by 1 point or by 30 points. I would say Tony Simmons says, statistically speaking, we kept all of the Niners stars at bay. Yeah. Tight end eraser got erased. You're right, JB, too. I can't say nothing positive about J-Rock versus Kittles now. And that's why Kittles probably wore that shirt. Hey, I saw that video Law put out there. F Dallas, you know what I'm saying? And then my guy Parsons said, hey, man, Kittles my boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, don't say that. But, now he want to make it personal. Now it's personal, so. Undisciplined and the prepared, the unprepared. Okay, yeah. Undisciplined and unprepared. Okay. Yeah. Stats, check the scoreboard. Brother. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Stats sometimes don't tell the entire story, right? But I can tell you that the expectations were higher for us to beat the Cards versus for us to beat the 49ers, right? Expectations. A lot of us had us undefeated until we played the 49ers, right? All right, so if we can go into this last game on Monday night and win this one, that will put us at 4-2 heading into the bye for 2 weeks, right? We don't want to go into the bye 3-3. And as a Cowboy fan, we definitely don't want to go into a bye with a loss, right? We just disaster, you know what I'm saying? When we go into a bye with a loss, because now we looking back at that, it's already fire and brimstone going around now. Around Cowboys world, people ranting, burning jerseys, and using Dak Prescott jersey as a mop. You know, I seen a picture out there with that. That was funny, you know. But, you know, it's one of those things, man. Hey, Action Pal. Hey, Law, did the San Francisco give Bobby his belt back? Jeez. They might have. Lethal, shout out to you for the super chat. From a NE-MS fan, me, to a S to a MS fan, you. Hope the super I sent Sunday night got y'all all cheeseburgers. Laid my poor granny to rest. Her last words, Sonny, it was Dak's fault. She legally blind. Oh, my goodness. R.I.P. to Granny, you know what I'm saying? Granny Lethal, R.I.P. to her. You know, may she rest in paradise. And I appreciate it, man. You know, able to take the kids to the fair, the state fair. Had a great time with all type of rides and things like that. Salute to the people that saw me out there and gave me hugs or what have you and shook hands with me. I appreciate that. We did a good thing, man. I appreciate you for your support. Northern Mississippi. Southern Mississippi. Oh, okay. Because I didn't know, man. I hate northern. Shout out to the northern side, the northeast Mississippi. Appreciate you, man. To the north, Mississippi. Mississippi is a big state, but you just don't have a lot of populations. 82 counties, by the way. So shout out to you, Lethal. Appreciate you for your support. I didn't know which one, the NE and all. I thought low key. I thought when I read that super chat, bro, I thought that you was saying from a New England. I was thinking football, like New England Patriots fan. To who I was thinking MS. I was like, who is he talking about? But hey, see, without context, man, you know what I'm saying? People would say that's excuses, but without context, I wouldn't know what it was. But I appreciate you, Lethal, you know, for providing the context. D Webb says we can't afford another loss in this conference. This is from D Webb. Yeah. Hey, you know, I just want us to watch the AI. Let's have the AI hear it. Say it, AI.
Lethal $10 from an MS fan, me, to a MS fan, you. Hope the supers I sent Sunday got y'all a cheeseburger. Laid my poor granny to rest. Her last words, Sonny, it was Doc's fault. She's legally
She's legally blind. She didn't want to read the rest of it. But DPF, man, you know, put DPF in the chat, you know, if it's Dak Prescott fault. Yes, DPF. And may your granny still rest in peace, man. She's present with the Lord. D Webb says we can't afford to lose another conference game. The season is still super young. Show of hands, do you believe that the 49ers are going to go undefeated? Show of hands if you believe that, you know, the Eagles gonna go undefeated. If the Eagles believe that, if the Eagles go undefeated into the playoffs, I'll take back everything I said about the Eagles, man, in the last 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? If they go undefeated, you know. If they go undefeated. And if the 49ers go undefeated, then, you know, damn it, it will be a situation where I say, man, grant hats out to them, man. I can't really take back what I said for them. But I don't believe that the Eagles going undefeated, y'all. You know, I don't believe that at all, you know. And they be having a little choice words with each other, man. Y'all be seeing it. They be still arguing with each other. So they're not, I'm going to say this, though. They are not well secured the way they think, like their content creators say that they think they are. You know what I'm saying? They are lost from what they are one loss away from losing it, man. And all of that stuff that they've been talking about our team, just wait. Their time coming. Hey, I can do the reverse Stephen A. Smith. Just wait on it. It's going to happen. Just wait. It's just a big setup for a big letdown. Mark my words. They are an accident waiting to happen. And watch. Mark my words. I'm going to inverse it on them, right? We're going to do the inverse on them. Just wait. You can book it. You know, they going to build up all your hopes. Yes, just wait. Watch. Just wait. Just wait. It's an accident. You know, they just escaping by. You know. Yes, indeed. Just wait. It's just a big setup for a big letdown. You know, just wait. You can mark my words. They are accident waiting to happen. They may be 5-0 now. You know, see that? Yeah. Y'all don't like it when it's inverse, huh? You know, we may, because see, you know, through the years, don't nobody call out Stephen A. Smith on his Knicks. You know what I'm saying? But he loved to point knives at us. You know what I'm saying? I heard that Stephen A. Smith is like a Green Bay fan or Steelers fans. Inverse, man. Inverse, put it back on them. You know, they team can literally lose. And they so much of ready to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Just wait. Just wait. It's going to happen. You can book it. Inverse, man. You know, yes, indeed. Knicks haven't won since 1972. Y'all let them know, man. You know, the Knickerbockers, he was crying, you know. I had some more stuff that I was going to say today, but we're going to get on up out of here. I done stole enough of y'all time. But if y'all can do me one huge favor, sharing is caring. Hit that share button, notify the notification bell. Let people know, win, lose, or draw, that this dude with the facial hair and the loud voice is going to be talking about the Cowboys left and right. Yes, indeed. He says inverse tactic is deflecting and cowardly. I love that. I love someone thinking that Law Nation is a coward. Or Law Nation ain't standing boldly and talking about his team. But with that person, if we click on your profile, do you have a thumbnail of your team? Do you have any evidence of videos of you talking and supporting your team? Are you on a limb? Or are you cowardly trolling? Trollings and trolls are some of my number one fans. They come here to support the nation quietly. Cowardly, never supporting the nation with any shares or anything like that, but that's okay. We accept them all. The ones who admire me, the ones that wish that they can be on this same platform to talk, cowardly speaking. But that's okay, because there's never been a statue raised to a critic, and you never see someone that's doing better than you talking about you. But they are always here with perfect attendance, with perfect hate, with perfect doubts, cowardly speaking. One for each finger. Law, you know, I'm here in Philly. They be dogging Hurts on the radio after one game. We'll win this Super Bowl. Jerry got to bring us down to get us up. You're right, one for each finger. And I really appreciate you. He's not a coward. He drive through Philly with Cowboys trucks, apparel all over his truck. Yes, indeed. Cerebral Assassin said, that loss was on me. I feel you, man. We feel that way sometimes, man. That what we do control the outcome of this game. But in actuality, we don't. But we support our team. And some people don't understand it. They say, well, why you still support your team? It's been over 20 years. And you're finna add another decade to that. Don't worry about us. It's win, lose, or draw. The only people that's worried about X, Y, and Z are the bandwagoner fans, right? The fans that jumped on when we were winning, when everything was going great. We're not worried about them. Because at the end of the day, I would prefer as a fan to be a miserable Cowboy fan than a happy Eagle fan any day. I would prefer to be that. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable rooting for my team. I don't have to identify myself as something that I'm not. And that's a third of the Eagles fan base. They only identified themselves as an Eagle fan since 2017. And they holding on to that. We identify ourselves as die-hard Cowboy fans since we came out of the womb. And those are facts. So that's how you know, win, lose, or draw, that we've been spitting the truth of this thing. We were a fan of this team before Jerry Jones bought the team. We held on to this fandom even when they decided to keep Jason Garrett for 13 seasons. So what you think is going to change our minds and turn us behind on this team? No. But the feeble mind, the wicked, those who don't have good feet on ground, the moment you have any type of negative situations, you're running. The moment you have any bad situations, your car broke down, you're giving it up. The moment the strong man busts through the door and you got your kids, your loved ones there, and he's 2 to 3 times bigger than you, you fold up like a wallet or a cheap tent. You say, here's my kids, here's my wife. Have at them. I'm running. Not us over here. We're going to fight to the death. Those are the ones we want right here, ladies and gentlemen. We fighting to the death. I don't care if he's Shaq size up in here. The good thing about it, I'm going to beat him down just good enough till I get some reinforcements to come. Yes, indeed. So they can talk about how old our rings are. They can talk about how old those Super Bowl trophies are. I blow the dust off of ours and hold it up to that 2017 one trophy that they got, and it looks the exact same. I blow it off again, and I still see that 5 is more than 1. 5 is more than 4. 5 is more than 3. Blowing off all the dust. They can talk about, hey, you got to put in a cassette tape or one of those tapes to see your Super Bowls. Well, I can pull up on YouTube in 8K to see you lose in a Super Bowl. You can't do that for us, you know. We're on a quest for 6. They're on a quest for something else. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of your mind, if you will simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and scargacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty or famish or fame or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged or grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it, baby. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. But Lord, it's been 28 years. It's been so long. Well, long suffering is the fruit of the Spirit. They're giving us some good fruits over here.
Damn!
One love, baby. Let's go.
Whoa!
Give me my theme music.
Catch up. Hey, the 49ers beat me so bad, I couldn't put the Run It Up song until Tuesday. We can finally play Run It Up song, baby. Appreciate Ricky Mack, man, for sending me this jersey and sending me this hoodie, I meant to say. Come on. Big Simple, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, you glad that the 49ers beat us down so you can come over here and talk. But shout out to Big, man. Appreciate him. Both of us held that L this week. You made the Chicago Bears look like they had the 49ers defense, though. Shout out to all of the support. Appreciate all of y'all. Salute to Lethal, D-Web, Steven Cowboys. Appreciate you. One for each finger. Appreciate you. Quest for 6. Appreciate you. Akeem says long suffering is exactly what the Cowboys giving us. Yeah, you're right. Too legit. Shout out to you, JP. Chris Davis, salute. One love, man, and one more time, man. F Cancer. Can I get an F Cancer in the chat? I want to see enough F Cancer in the chat. If you know, you know. Let's go, baby.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
I normally play this music to slow me down a little bit. Come on. Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate y'all. We may not all agree on certain things, but man, I really appreciate you guys. Win, lose, or draw. Man, y'all here for the nation. I appreciate it. Let's go. Yep.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in.
Again. Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
It's an evil world we live in.
Don't let the street
I want Mason Floyd help. All I have. Pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud.
Could
I be home?
play it too? I'll follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too.
Damn, man. Let me crack your cranium, fertilize
all at once.
All at once.
Don't let the street lights hit you.
All alone.
You know what? I'm superstitious now, Razor. I want to hit them with that breaking news, but they undefeated every time I hit them with that breaking news. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a full week without Monty and see how that works. I follow.
Wherever you go.
Wherever you go, baby.
Whatever you do. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Don't forget, we're going to have the final word tonight. Starring Big Game James, Boss Cowboys, Sports, and the OC.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
Watch this last note on here. This last note always get me.
If a paper crane can fly,
Fly on, fly on.
fly on, fly on.
Come on.
Fly on. Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still in ball? Calling me.
Sounds of soft souls and hits and oldies. Magic. Law Nation. The Fan. Yeah.
Lethal $10. Is it my love for Doc, DQ, and Cowboys? When I say my heart is telling me that Mockery Sunday is part of a bigger plan. We did score back-to-back pretty easily before half and first drive after, man shrugging.
No doubt. Lethal with the $10 super chat. Thank you. That's a good observation there, Lethal. Come on. Shout out to you, Al Kareem Jabbar. We still them boys, baby. To anybody who think otherwise, lean forward.
No days off. It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. Nothing can stop me. Ain't nobody calling you and I realize.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. Spartans! I follow. Give me my thing, you. Damn. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah.
That bird dead.
It's an evil world we live in.
So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Until next time, DC for life.